Is Kone a striker or defender?
Which one?
Sunderland.
Defender. Limina Kone. We're buying him for like 25 mil.
Oh, shit.
25 mil?
Okay.
We nearly bought him last summer for 25 mil and they wouldn't sell him. And now they're like, fuck.
Now they've been relegated.
Yeah. And now they're like, we should have sold because he's shit. And have we not started?
Well.
Hi. Welcome to episode 6. I'm just starting it now. I'm Joe.
I'm Nick.
Just me today then.
I'm Nick, just testing out my new beer, wasn't I?
I've just got a mouthful of nuts, but I'm Jono.
Pocket nuts.
Pocket nuts. Hashtag.
Hi, I'm John.
I'm Sam.
Well, as you can tell, this is going to be a very loose episode.
I think we're getting ropier week by week, aren't we?
Yeah. I feel like this is like episode 6 after dark. Like,
After dark.
don't spoil the ending. After dark.
When you've had a few beers after dark.
We bought some new beers today to try.
We did
I'm
indeed.
currently drinking Lagunitas
Yeah.
IPA.
Just to
It's
mention,
actually it's got the pronunciation on the bottle,
Oh, cheeky.
which is exactly what I said. Lagunitas.
it's like a phonetic label.
Yeah. What do you think, Nick? You've got the same bottle as me.
I'm really enjoying it, to be honest. It's
So am I.
proper nice ale.
Yeah.
Just
Nice
to mention,
Indian pale ale.
6.2%.
Whereas I'm having a shitter of a time. What the fuck is this?
Very alcohol free.
0.0%.
I may as well just go
over
and
it.
piss in a glass.
Yeah, 6.2% we're on.
I've got a question. I had an impression that pale ales were like weaker. I don't know why I thought that.
No,
No.
you shouldn't
Oh,
be.
yeah.
I thought they were like 3% or something.
Not when they're like. Have you seen a dark ale? It's literally like Guinness,
Yeah.
but obviously it's fucking so hard to get through a pint of that.
Yeah, I don't mind Guinness, but I
No,
don't know
I
why.
like Guinness. What I mean is, it like the colour of it's like Guinness, but it's
black.
It's
Just
it's
like
really,
tar.
it's really hard to get through a dark ale.
I don't know why. I just have this image in my head of like pale ales being like weaker, kind of alternative. But yeah, no, they're not.
No.
I like the way you just went, yeah, no, they're not.
Yeah, so we'll maybe cracking up a couple open later.
Just to mention what we usually drink, you guys, Nick and Joseph, usually on Stella, aren't you?
Oh, I'm usually drinking straight whiskey during this podcast.
Yeah.
Usually about a litre through the podcast.
I think
Yeah.
Inman, who's with us tonight,
He just drinks
anything.
just anything really.
At all.
To be honest, you've got to curb that Stella thing because they keep beating up too many women. That woman come round before because he's beat up a kid.
Jono, you're not a big drinker. You're
not.
No.
No.
That's why you're on the non-alcoholic stuff.
It's not, it's because I'm driving, but like,
Well, yeah.
also I am teetotal.
Wasn't it our resident alcoholic's idea for us to all get beer today? He said, I might come round today if you get beers. Otherwise, it's a no-go.
They were the words.
I didn't go to the pub.
We mentioned the podcast and Inman was like, oh, I might come. And they were like, there'll be beer. And you're like, yeah, I'll be there at 5 o'clock.
He brought a crate round with him. That
There
was
is
it.
this thing where I've not been on the podcast though, and you every time say, "Oh, Imma's out for a drink," but I'm pretty sure at every podcast you've all been drinking. Like, I just want to clear that up.
up. It's the bad influence you bring with you.
I'm not sure I've done a podcast sober yet.
Yeah.
We'll see though. We'll see. One day it might happen and it'll be fucking shit.
I know.
This time.
That'd be such a bad episode, wouldn't it?
How boring.
I'll just mention,
World's worst
Oh.
cast.
Inman's on a Sol lager.
So,
Sol Campbell's own beer.
we'll be talking about that God channel on BBC Two on a Sunday. That's what we'll be talking about if we don't drink. The fucking
I don't know why you've brought this up.
hymns on BBC Two.
Songs of praise, but don't
the
spoil the ending, boys. I'm just going to open I've got a Goose Island Honkers Ale.
Honkers
So I'll
Ale.
just give this an open.
I can't believe you've done that because it was less.
No sound at all.
It was less impressive than I thought. Like a Budweiser where it goes.
Yeah, that was a bit
And
disappointing.
it was just literally like a flat.
I'll just give it a
Well,
try.
have it live on the podcast, the beer.
What was that?
Very good, very good.
Nice.
Yeah, so the boys at Goose Island doing a good job.
How did you
Ale.
say your soul was? Sorry, Sam.
Sol, as many people might know, is just very refreshing. To be honest, I didn't want
lemon.
Sol. I wanted Innocent Gun, but Asda didn't have it.
Always
Can't believe-
dropping the big company names. He's dissing
no.
again. Ryanair, Asda, add them to the list. Did I say Asda? I've had like a few.
Not even that many. Bloody hell.
5 minutes
The
in, edit
host
that.
slurring the words.
Right, let's move it on. What are we moving on to?
Well, we've got trailers and stuff we've watched.
Yeah,
Oh, do you want to
have-
talk about what we've done this week first, or
What have we? Oh,
Have
God.
you done anything
What
this
have
week?
you done this
have
week, John?
you guys done anything this week,
Yeah.
or
What
I
have
mean,
you
anything to
done?
catch up with? No.
I mean, I went to the cinema, but we'll be talking about that when the movie section.
Yeah, actually, just to mention, main review will be Guardians 2.
Yeah, I
All
went,
okay with that? Yeah.
Yeah.
went
Yeah.
to the
Uh,
IMAX
just-
on Monday to see that.
Yep. Last week I said we were going to do our favourite films. I think we'll park that until we're all ready. We'll do a full show on it.
Yeah, that's a full show idea, and so we can get a lot of
You
drag
get
that out for a good
Oh,
couple of hours.
I feel like
As
last
many
week.
hours as you like.
I feel like last week we actually said there was only going to be like 2 of you, didn't you? Didn't we?
We did
Yeah,
actually,
well-
change of plans.
Yeah.
Change plans.
Yeah. Change the
What are you doing this week that we're recording? The people who were not going to be on it, but now we're on it because we're doing it on a different day.
Because we're doing it on a Friday instead.
Well, we were going to the tattoo convention.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you
Aren't
want
we?
to talk about
You can do, yeah. Me and Nick are going, aren't we?
We're going
No.
tomorrow.
that? Going out together.
We are on Monday.
Going to get some more ink.
Yeah.
Like fresh off the heels of getting my fresh ink already
Yeah.
on Wednesday.
It's an addiction. It becomes an addiction. You can't help it. You just inked up. That's how it has to
Yeah.
be.
I'll come in. I'll come in on Monday and I'll just be head to toe covered in them.
Face
Just
and
right,
everything.
crawling up my face and everything.
Shaved head, skull tattoo.
There you go.
Yeah, so you boys are looking forward to that tomorrow. Yeah,
Yeah, it'd be good.
Saturday.
Yeah.
I went to the Star Wars quiz last night that you tweeted about.
Yeah.
Oh, here we
Tim
go.
mentioned. Oh,
Yeah.
look at him.
Well, I've mentioned it before. I'm not a big Star Wars.
Oh,
fan,
yeah.
but
Not much.
went with a couple of guys from work. Thought I'd go along with Ben, Coops, and Meg. I think we've mentioned them all in the past, have we?
I think
Various points we were.
I think
Yeah, we have.
Meg made an appearance on that episode you put together.
Did I leave that in?
Yeah, you did, yeah.
You left that bit in place. You
Yeah.
comes in and
Ben's been mentioned before.
Yeah.
very nice.
Ben got injured. Got mentioned after that injury.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so went to a Star Wars quiz with those guys last night in Manchester at the Abel Hayward. Went and won it. Came away with the victory. 30 teams there.
So, are you how many teams were there?
30 teams, over 100 people.
But are you sure?
Sure.
Is this real?
Yeah, this is real.
Because you made out there was only 3.
No, it's over 30.
No, yeah, no,
But
30
like,
sold
oh,
out, yeah.
really?
I was going to say, are you going to tell us about tell the podcast listeners about the whole Twitter?
Oh, well, I don't know where to
Sure,
start with that
controversy.
one, to be honest. Basically, we won the quiz quite easily, just, knocked it out the park
Quite easily.
by 3 points. Yeah,
How many out of 50?
out of 50, yeah.
Smashed the opposition.
Yep.
Big time.
Whitewash, yeah, great, easy win.
Racist. Yeah.
Then another dude who came, I think, third on the night was piping up on Twitter claiming that, to be fair, some of the questions were worded a bit badly.
Don't matter.
But
Big-
he's-
big
Well,
victory, isn't it?
hang on. Don't be putting down your victory here. Like,
No, you're right, yeah.
He's just a bitter keyboard warrior.
Let's be honest, like he didn't say anything on the night by the sounds of it. He's just a keyboard warrior. He's like,
Shitbag.
Well, this is the thing, like, to give you a bit of background, on the night, there was a few questions that were worded badly. Star Wars fans, I know what I'm on about here. One of the questions was, what does Han Solo demand to fly Obi-Wan and Luke to Alderaan? The answer's 10,000. They had the answer down to 17,000, which is what he gets paid in the end, but that wasn't what he demanded. So that's an idea of how they worded some of the questions badly. We complained on the night and got them to change it. We shouted.
We shouted. I shouted at them.
Yeah. And this other dude on Twitter, by the sound of it, didn't complain on the night. He waited till he got home and got on Twitter to complain about the wording of one of the questions, and if that question would have been given to them, they'd have won, which I don't think was true. But yeah, it's all been a bit of a stink. But we won.
But you won, so you can just go and kiss your ass.
Yeah.
With the mark.
what Star Wars tat did you get for winning?
We got a few books,
Oh, right.
some pop-up like figures you can make, an AT-AT Walker, an X-Wing,
Yeah.
loving all that. A couple of good like art books.
Kids stuff.
No, this is hardcore. Like,
you got a bottle of gin, didn't you?
got a bottle of gin.
Was it Star Wars themed? the
Oh,
gin, or-
Star Wars themed. We had Qui-Gon gin and tonics.
No, was the actual gin that you won? Was it like was it Star Wars related
No,
in any
it was
way?
just that Thomas Dakin gin.
Oh,
I
fair
think.
enough.
Yeah, good gin. £30 a bottle in Asda. Well happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Brought it back to alcohol.
Does it ever get away from this stuff though?
We got that open last night. Drank the whole bottle. That
Yeah,
was
of
pretty
course.
good.
Gin is
Yeah.
good, though.
Yeah,
Gin is good. Gin is life.
Gin is like.
but yeah, another themed drink they had instead of mojitos, it was Darth Marlitos.
Oh my god, it's so sad. It's not even funny.
It was
Just let me mark this edit point down.
So yeah, good night. Easy victory.
Oh.
That's the word today.
Nice to see you still modest, John.
Yeah.
He's always been modest, though, hasn't he? That's why we like him.
Yeah, so humble.
So humble.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. We done anything else this week?
checked out Guardian. Just going to
Yeah.
watch that. Talk about that later.
Went
watched
on Monday to see that myself in the IMAX.
It's good. I liked it. Should we go into it now or later?
No,
Go for it.
trailers
Got a
first.
few
Yeah,
trailers.
we watched a few
Got a few
trailers.
have you done anything this week in Sam?
Not really. Went to see a gig, the Magic Gang. They were pretty good.
Oh right. Oh, I heard about that.
Magic as in...
Could it be magic? Come.
No.
I like how you answered that seriously. Magic as in MDMA.
No, that was
No.
Sound Control in Manchester, so that was a good gig.
Is that the one near
Basement bit.
Manchester Oxford Road?
Yeah.
I like- yeah,
just,
I've been
like
there.
just around the corner, but it's like the
Gorilla?
basement venue.
different.
Like Gorillas round the other side.
Further
of the
down.
road, so it's the opposite way.
Right.
But yeah, no.
I like that venue.
I've been to the upstairs venue, but not the basement floor. That was in there. That was really good. And just general drone flying. Droning
Back on the
again.
drones.
Yeah, always droning.
Joe's got a drone. now.
droning.
Hello.
You do?
That's true.
We know he's got a drone. We bought it for his birthday.
Yeah, great.
No, but yeah, not a bad week, was it?
I've got a correction for me on the last episode.
Oh, do you have to
Oh,
drop
only
this
the
in?
one?
Only one.
Just the one.
I wasn't here, so I don't know about it.
So when I was editing, like I mentioned New Japan Pro Wrestling. I mentioned that Kenny Omega is an American. He's actually Canadian.
Oh, what?
They
They
will
will
not-
just slapped in the boot.
That
I
is
need to
unforgivable.
sort my shit out basically. But,
That's
The,
a
the
point.
Canucks
You should
will
have
not
known
be
by the
happy
way he
with
was
that.
saying stuff, though. He was like a boot and stuff.
no, like
Okay, buddy.
Who's
I'm not
that?
your buddy, guy.
hey guy,
I'm not your buddy, friend.
I'm not your friend, buddy.
No, like, yeah. So I watched a bit more wrestling this week. New Japan. Yeah, to link this in with games, New Japan are actually part of a DLC package for Tekken 7, which is coming out in June. So there's a faction in Japan full of the Gaijins, which is the non-Japanese people. They're all like.
Well,
in
the
a-
Gaijin's mentioned in Fast and Furious, like Tokyo Drift, because a Gaijin's just an outsider.
Yeah. So like,
It's
like
a
foreigner,
non-born
basically.
who lives in there.
It's all foreigners, or not all of them, but a lot of the foreigners in Japan have got their own group, and they're called the Bullet Club. I've got a T-shirt.
But a Gaijin's
Wouldn't it be nice to get like these in an actual wrestling game?
Well, I mean, yeah, would be. But,
You know, like a bit of DLC for WWE or
see,
something.
the WWE won't sign
Well,
a
I mean,
contract with them.
no, I know they wouldn't, but like, what I mean is like they make a game of them all in maybe.
See, yeah, I mean,
Maybe not
that,
use their actual names because they won't be able to. But.
That'd be cool, but I like the idea that basically this faction wear Bullet Club T-shirts, and they're the coolest thing since like the NWO. So I've got one of those shirts.
So have I. Wolfpack. Ooh.
Yeah. So I've got an NWO one and a Bullet Club one, and it's really cool. But they've actually signed a deal with Tekken, so they've done Tekken specific Bullet Club shirts, and also let the Bullet Club shirts from real life go in the game as DLC. So I'll be able to play as like Brian on Tekken wearing a Bullet Club shirt from New Japan, and I think that's
How much is this going to cost us when we buy that game?
I mean,
how
I'll be
much is
buying-
DLC going to cost?
I'll be spending all my money on Tekken. Not all of it, but like I'll leave some for rent. But like I'll be paying for the deluxe package of Tekken. Like
You're dying for Tekken, aren't you?
Isn't it like-
I'm itching for it.
So
I'm gonna
that was
buy.
for years, yeah.
Yeah.
That deluxe package, how much is it? Isn't it like 95 quid?
It won't be that. I
Tekken?
Yeah.
don't think it'll be that.
I don't
much.
know.
Needs a proper extended deluxe version.
I've seen the.
Won't that have like a iron fist or something?
like a
There's,
bit
no,
like
there's,
punching
there's,
out.
there's one where it comes with a statue of Heihachi holding Kazuya by the foot. So Kazuya's doing a big kick and Heihachi's holding him up.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's like 120.
that'll be the one you're thinking of. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, but like
statue.
they'll do a middle package, which will be the game and all the DLC.
about 60 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like maybe something like that. But I'm well up for that. I can't wait. I'm gonna buy Ultra Street Fighter 4 to get myself in the mood. I bought
In the
King of
mood.
Fighters recently, and I need to buy another fighting game. So I'm gonna buy. I just can't stop myself. It's an addiction. I'm gonna
Fighting's
buy
an
Ultra
addiction.
Street Fighter, play that for a bit, and then wait for Tekken. So yeah, I'm dying for that.
Be good. when
A
it
lot of
comes
games coming out in June. If you think about it, there's the new Micro Machines is coming out for PS4. That should be good.
Is that coming out for the PC or anything?
I assume it'll come
At
out.
some
for
point
it.
it'll be on
Yeah.
Steam, won't it?
I mean, I should come with notes, but
Yeah.
Like,
No, I'd
Just
hope
winging
it
this
was
one, aren't we?
PC.
yeah, there's that, and the Crash Bandicoot trilogy that's coming out in June.
I love
Yeah,
that.
the remaster.
Yeah,
Yep.
remastered old games.
Can't wait for it. The Ooga Booga and stuff. The
Yeah.
masks. Love it.
Ooga booga. Yeah.
There's a few this month. Prey come out today.
Yeah, how much do you know about Prey?
Oh,
Because
I've played the
Barely
first one. I
nothing.
loved that first one. Like,
I'll be honest, it's nothing to do with the first one. This new
Oh, is it
one.
not?
Must be shit
No,
then.
total reboot kind of thing.
because like I played. Obviously, it's on the same engine as Doom, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love it. I loved that first game. Like probably one of my favourite off that engine, if I'm honest.
Although I think you will like the direction they took with it because it's Bethesda, and from what I can tell, it's basically Bioshock by the look of it.
Oh really?
Yeah, it looks a lot like Bioshock. It's about a future like spaceport, but the design of it looks like the underwater. Can't think of what it's called now. From Bioshock 1.
Oh god.
Neo something.
No.
We'll just edit that bit in.
Oh, what's it
yeah.
called?
In case you
Just
can't
edit the
think
answer in.
Oh, what's it called?
Next
Have you
year-
played?
next
Have
year.
you played Bioshock, Joe?
no, yeah, no.
Then you. It doesn't matter.
I don't know actually what it was called, but it doesn't matter.
But yeah, it looks very much like Bioshock. And apparently a bit of Fallout 4 in terms of the control and weapon upgrading, that kind of thing.
All right. I see. Fallout 4 got mixed reviews, but I genuinely love that game. I
Yeah.
remember, like Nick, you played it a lot. I put in my clock. You know, it tells you how many hours you've played. It was about 5 days, 22 hours or something when I just last looked
Yeah.
at that, which is a lot of time to spend in a wasteland. I mean, I live in Warrington. I could just go outside. But yeah, I mean, I spent a lot of time in that. So if Prey was anything like that,
Well, I'm hoping it's more Bioshock. I'm not a big, I'm not a big fan of Fallout 4. Not because it's a bad game. It's just not my kind of game that I get into. So I'm hoping it's more Bioshock than Fallout. But
Yeah.
it'll be there when I get home.
Why
So
are you-
hopefully I'll give it a go.
Are you hating the open, expansive world shit?
A bit. I don't, not,
Do you not?
Do
a
you
big
not-
fan of
Yeah.
Sandbox?
do you not like choice?
not
I
in
think,
games.
I think
Are
he
you-
wants
are
to
you-
be
I want to
regimented.
be
It needs
told
to have a
what to do.
story.
I'm pro-choice, so
I'm not.
John needs to be told what to do, when to do it. That's just
I'm
how
a
it is.
Donald Trump supporter.
I
I'm
prefer
not,
a
I'm
more
not pro-choice.
a more regimented game.
Yeah, I think I do as well.
Yeah.
Well, I just, I want, if they're making the game, I want them to tell me what's fun about it.
Not just that.
Put me down a path and make it fun.
And I wanna know
I
I'm-
have more along those lines. Like
Yeah.
Call of Duty very much sort of like send you down one.
Yeah, one
way.
route.
I want to know what I'm
so,
doing, and I
yeah.
want to know I'm doing it right.
Exactly, yeah. I don't like the whole, you can go anywhere, do anything. It's like, no, I'm paying £40 for this. You show me what to do.
Because it's your game, you show me.
and make it fun for me, yeah. So hopefully I'll play that tonight. Not played Mario Kart yet either. Not even get it set up.
You could have brought it.
I know.
We could have played it.
You've got to set me up. As soon as you turn it on, I just thought, I can't be bothered with this. at the
Oh
moment.
my god.
Mario Kart
I'd-
8's a funny one though because like what's come out, it's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is just Mario Kart 8 with like
A few like
little extras. yeah.
additional levels on it and stuff.
like as far as Mario goes, it looks amazing. Like the actual graphics and stuff. Like
Yeah.
it's what it should be, and it's polished off and looks great. But it is just Mario Kart 8.
Yeah, I've heard people say it's virtually the perfect game, but it's just the Wii U game. with
You
a
may,
few
yeah,
more
you may as well
tracks,
just buy a
basically,
Wii U and the game and just sack it off. But that got me interested in trying to buy it, like on the first ever Mario Kart. That's what I tried to buy.
Yeah, the
off
SNES,
the SNES.
version.
I was looking on eBay. Another name drop. It's like £75
Sorry,
box.
sorry to just name drop eBay.
No, but £75 because it was boxed. Like, but it's not. It's a common price. It's not like this one person's only
Yeah.
charging a small amount.
Everyone's charging.
Like someone might charge like a small amount, and this person charges loads. Everyone's around that £75 mark, and I'm just thinking to myself, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm not paying that. I may as well just buy a different game or buy a more recent version of it and just play it on a different console.
Yeah, defo. That reminds me though, you know how they did the NES Mini?
Yeah.
Should we just stop? Oh my god. What? I thought you were answering your phone call.
No, we're still recording.
Right.
This is after dark, John.
Right.
What does this mean you're moving?
Yeah, I'm getting beers anything.
Hey, Joe,
Jesus.
get us one of them.
Get Nick the Honkers Ale and get me the lemon goose ale.
But-
Lemon Goose.
I've made my
Lemon Goose ale from Nick.
substitution. I've done it.
I've done mine. I've changed mine. 7 o'clock.
Go on then, tell me now then.
Yeah, please.
Who have you put in?
I didn't, because my team's already like pretty perfect. I didn't need to change much. So,
Rashford's got a knock, so I put Gabbiadini in because he got 2 games.
I did well. I took
What
out.
football?
Yeah.
Let's carry on with the show.
Oh no, we'll just pass.
Yeah, you mentioned then, Jono, about Mario Kart on the SNES.
It's so expensive. I don't get it. It must be one of those like really it was like, they were pristine, some of them, and I was just thinking to myself, it is the game that I would have played. I don't know why people have kept it in such good condition. Like, thinking, oh, do you know what? In 20 odd years' time, I'm going to sell that for 75 quid on eBay.
Well, you know how the Mini NES was out last year. They've now retired that completely.
I've seen that. It didn't last very long.
Yeah.
It's not really.
Well, they're quite clever, Nintendo, aren't they? People were buying them in the bucket loads, and they've been like, right, put a hold on that. We can, whenever we need any cash in the future, we'll sell another million of them.
Yeah, because you can sort of outdo it. You can sort of do too many. You'll make too many, and you can't sell them all.
They keep the demand there for it. But they're doing the Mini SNES this year.
Are they?
Which I'm more interested in that, to be honest.
I don't know.
I have seen the mini SNES, isn't it, with the purple buttons and stuff, and it's got purple accents to it, like
just
on.
SNES,
I'm very much more
I've
interested in the original consoles. Like,
Yeah.
'cause obviously I collect them. Like, I don't know. It feels a bit of a cheat getting a new one.
I mean,
so?
it is, yeah, because it's almost it's a difficulty to find the originals in good condition.
The convenience of it as well, though. They plug
I know
into
what you
modern
mean.
TVs and stuff. So.
Yeah, it's that hardship of having the bad quality and
Yeah.
stuff. But that's why I wanted it. I know I wanted to play Mario Kart, like a modern one, and it look amazing. But I almost get this it's nostalgic when you play the old one. You look at it and the graphics are shit, and it's bordering on being square, and these little
What, Mario Kart?
yeah,
I still like the look of it.
the old SNES one, because you
Yeah.
see it and it's like the little tunnels and everything just appear, and
It's weird, like the old Star Fox game. The 3D effect to it is a bit strange.
I love all that though. I just wanted it, and I thought, oh, I'll go and pick it up, like 10, 15 quid, £75. I was just like, not having that. You can keep it.
Cool.
I'd rather just go and get a go-kart and fucking do it outside.
On a beer update, Nick has just opened his second bottle.
What is the
What
next
are you
one?
drinking, Nick?
Goose Island.
Goose Island.
Same as what John's
My
drinking.
Honker's Ale.
Nice.
Honker's Ale, yeah.
Nice.
It's pretty good, isn't it? Yeah.
And while we were on Earth, I don't know where that's come from.
Well, wait, what?
Can you edit in extra words just to make it sound like not from like Lee or something?
We work with so many people
Yeah.
from Lee, that's what that.
Basically, no, yeah. Go and get Buzz. No, but while we was on the air, we got a new follower, Beer News, just from one tweet. And we're talking about beers.
Shout out.
Shout out to Beer News on Twitter.
Just before we go off this game thing, I want I bought it and started playing it on the weekend. I don't know if you're into that kind of thing, but Lego Worlds. Has anyone ever played it?
Lego World. No, I'm not.
It's a weird Minecrafty kind of game.
Is this the old one or is this relatively new?
This is very new. It's basically still in beta.
They did one like a few years ago, like about 6-7 years ago.
It's still in beta, pretty much.
Okay. Because the one a few years ago was terrible.
But yeah, it's weird. Like it's kind of Minecrafty.
Okay.
And at the moment, all you're doing is going around speaking to people, and they'll be like, "Oh, can you collect some chickens for me?" Like,
Collect some chickens.
honestly, there's not much. To
Collect
it.
some Lego chickens.
I played it for a few hours, but like, it's not worth playing for very long.
Hey, John, I'll take you to Lego KFC.
I was thinking that.
No, I love the Lego games, but this one, you and Mike, it's open world. It's very open world.
This Lego World, is it anything like the Lego game with all the little toys you can buy for it, like Skylanders?
Oh, you mean the ones you can kind of plug onto the machine and they go onto the
Oh,
screen?
the Lego one, I really want that, to be honest.
Is that anything to do with
It's
this?
not.
Oh, okay.
I love it. No, it's not like that.
What's the price?
A Lego, but I think it was about, was it £15?
Right.
Oh,
No, it's not.
I was breaking it that you'd say like £50.
Oh.
Yeah, so is it value for money for the £15? So for the £15, it's value for money, or do you think you've wasted your
No,
money?
to be fair, I don't feel like I've wasted it. Like I enjoyed playing it for the time, but it's still in beta, so it's going to be getting updates. I'm looking forward to that.
Nick, did you ever play Lego? I can't remember what it was called, but Lego Racers. It was a PlayStation 1 game where
It was a
racing game on PlayStation, and you would build a car out of Lego and drive it. And to me, when I was a kid, that was the coolest thing. Because you were building a Lego car that you can make in real life,
Oh, that's
but then racing around against other people who've done it.
No, I never played that. That sounds awesome, though. I'll have
Lego
to get-
Racers, I think.
I'll have to get it on me.
definitely never played that.
PlayStation.
My favourite game was the one where it was like you were racing little tiny mini cars on like tables.
We're talking Micro Machines.
Are you
Micro
talking
Machine,
Micro Machines?
Let's
Yeah.
bring it back to Micro Machines.
That was my favourite one.
Do you ever play Micro Maniacs, anyone?
I did. It was the running one.
Yeah, I loved that game.
was a good
Like,
game.
and like they had these odd levels where you'd be like riding a bee or something. Yeah, it was so cool. No, it was amazing.
Quite creative.
Yeah, I really like. It was on the PlayStation, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that game.
Just on that subject, what's your favourite kart racing game of all time?
Favorite kart racing
Kart.
game.
Specifically carts.
Kart.
Not
Crash Team Racing.
Crash Team Racing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you've brought the big hitter straight away.
Yeah, that is the one.
That might be the right answer.
Yeah.
I don't think there is a right answer.
Does Micro Machines come under this?
No,
yeah, because
no,
you're saying carts.
You're talking Mario
Don't
Karts, Crash Team Racing.
or the
Diddy Kong Racing.
or the Sonic one that they
Oh, yeah. Sonic
All-Star
have done one.
Racing, yeah.
They've done. I'm sure they've done a Mario.
There's loads over the years. that
Yeah, the
have come
Mario
out.
and Sonic one they did. Because it was like a competition.
No, the Mario Kart DS was amazing back in the day. That
the
was
DS
one
or
of
the
best ones.
3DS
No,
version?
so the DS one. I've got the 3DS one. It's basically the same game, but yeah, you'd probably pick the DS one just based on it was released years and years earlier. It sold for £40
Yeah.
for the next decade.
Yeah.
Right. It would never drop down in price.
They tend not to when they're
DS.
that good, yeah.
Yeah, for DS, for DS especially, they don't drop down in price.
No, because it's so many variations of the same thing, but most of the games play on a variety of different ones that
Platforms,
release, yeah.
But that's Nintendo for you again. I don't know how they do it, but their games just don't drop in value. You know, they've just got this magic touch with.
I think they sort of limit the releases they do. They don't go in
I think
huge
that's what-
volumes. I think it's just...
If you look at some of the releases they've made, though, they've made some shocking
Oh,
releases.
there's bad, there's utter bad ones, but then it's like, ones like you're saying, like, you'd never drop in price, it'd be amazing. So,
What are y'all actually saying about your favourite kart racing
Well,
game?
you all agree
We can't
it's
drop
Crash
one now.
Team Racing.
I'd
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
go Crash Team
The,
Racing.
the only
much,
reason
yeah.
I'm going for that is like I never actually owned the game. I had a demo as a kid. I put hours into this demo.
Yeah.
But obviously, I was a kid. I had to ask my mum to go in the game, but she never did. But like, I literally put hours upon hours into this demo.
Yeah, I did that when I was younger. Just played demos over and over.
wasn't it when you were
Really good
racing?
at one track.
But that's, so because of that, how much I enjoyed playing that demo, that's my favourite.
When you were racing, didn't you go around and if you went through the mass to give you like the invincibility, it'd rotate round you. But instead of being on your face like in normal
Yeah,
Crash, it would rotate round the
Yeah.
car so you could bang people off the road.
Yeah.
I used to love that, mate.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I remember Dingo Dial. That was one of my favourite characters on that game. He was the half dingo, half crocodile character. He was a boss from Crash 3. That was my favourite Crash character, but I used to play as him all the time on Crash Team Racing.
I'll have to disagree with you all on the best kart racing game. Star Wars Super Bombard Racing is probably the best. I think.
Do you know why
Wait.
he asked the question? Because he already had the answer.
Do you know Star Wars Races Revenge?
Yeah.
Would that be classed in the same?
I was actually thinking that, whether
'Cause,
that'd be a kart.
To be honest
racer
with you,
or not.
I really
is pretty
I
good.
put fucking many hours into that game.
Yeah, I still play it now on the PS4.
I know. I bought it on PS4
Yeah.
myself. It's amazing.
But yeah, Star Wars Super Bombard Racing, that's the...
Fair enough.
Played as Jar Jar Binks, nothing better than that.
Jar Jar Binks. He loves Jar Jar Binks.
What is your fascination with Jar Jar Binks?
He's a proper
He's a
idiot
great
moron.
character, just a great character.
Did you
Because-
appreciate? I don't think he appreciated him when he first came out. I think this has come since then. This has
I
just
think
grown
like
on.
everyone hated Jar Jar Binks, and John was like, I'm gonna be totally the other side of this.
You just like
No.
I feel like John actually hated Jar Jar Binks in the beginning too.
So do I.
But I feel like
Hated the films
as
in the
with
beginning.
every other fan, they've kind of come to be like, he's part of the world now. Kind of have to get used to him, don't we?
Yeah, give him like
I
10
think
years.
I might have mentioned on the podcast before, if there's one thing I'm not, it's a contrarian. So I'll just put that out.
You are.
All right. Well, I saw an offensive advert the other day. I've wrote down the note for it.
Ooh.
It was an advert for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but it was like, I can't remember if it was the new cartoon series or the new toy. So everyone knows the names of the turtles.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Donatello, Raphael, Leonardo,
Michelangelo.
Michelangelo. They're now called Donnie, Raph, Leo, and Mikey. And I was like, no,
Why?
that's not what they're called.
No, to be fair, they've always been called that.
No, they haven't.
No, you can't. You
can't.
can't just shorten the names. to
Never
that,
in a
though.
million years have they been called that.
Yeah, they always call them Donny, Raffley or Mikey in the cartoon.
No, I'm not having that.
Yeah, it's the nicknames for each other.
Nicknames.
For each other, but they've got full names.
Right. If you're not a turtle, you're not allowed to call them a turtle. It's like, what's up, my turtle? That's all. You can't get away with saying that.
No, I'm fine with that.
Turtle.
Donny's the best.
He's not. Michelangelo's best.
Well, Donatello
the
is the
party
best.
dude. Donny's the best. Yeah.
Should we take a vote here? Like,
Yeah.
Donatello, I'm agreeing with that, John.
Yeah, Donatello.
Jono,
Michelangelo.
Nick,
I'm gonna go with Donatello.
Sam.
I have no idea.
I hated it at school. All the cool kids thought the RAF was so good and so hard and stuff, and no, it's shit. Donatello's the best.
Yeah, I was offended by that because I was like, you can't like. There's a nice little twist to those names.
See, when you said offensive,
I thought it was going to be racist.
I genuinely
Racist
thought there was
was
going to be like an advert for beer and it said the N word or something.
Or some like Asian advert or something. Oh God, what's coming?
What have you said now?
Oh, God.
No, it's just the use of the word turtle. Like, just what's up with turtle?
What's up, my turtle?
Yeah, so I was offended by that.
Oh, just one last thing to mention on the games, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Just quickly played Pro Evo quite a bit this week. I know you're a bit of a fan, Joe, aren't you? You played a bit of...
Well, I bought Pro Evo 2017.
Yeah.
I bought FIFA on and off for a few years for that.
Yeah. I think on...
Sorry, I was just going to say, Sam's like, he was always a Pro Evolution soccer fan, weren't
I
he?
was Pro Evo for a few years. I think I can't remember which.
Really?
It was, but it was like 08.
He was,
it's just like
until
the
everyone
best.
went to it and then he went to FIFA.
Because I specifically
give it-
remember everyone going, oh, have you got the latest FIFA? Like, no,
No,
Pro
no.
Evo, me.
Not anymore.
Like, 08 is the best Pro. I think it's 08 is the best football game there is. It's just it
What,
was
Pro
unbelievable.
Evo?
Yeah.
Do you think
But-
so? I'm pretty different to that, but...
Well, wasn't it so much that Pro Evo was the better game till about 2006, and then FIFA took over for about 8 years,
Well,
9 years?
For
My
a few-
experience with it was that 2008 didn't work online, and so I was in a lot of online leagues at the time, and everyone just abandoned Pro Evo because FIFA worked basically.
Not just that, I think people just hated the fact that they didn't have proper names.
Yeah,
They
that's
didn't have no
another big-
licenses.
People
yeah.
are so shallow, though.
It's not shallow. It just gets really, really irritating, and the competition modes were shit on it as well.
If you really wanted to, you could change it, but I just don't think. I don't know. It's like, it didn't really matter. And like
Yeah, it
the
doesn't
Master,
matter.
Master League, that was like part of the Master League was the point was. You're not playing with real teams. You're playing with this. You're playing with this fake team, but
Wasn't it
actually ages within the game. So
It's
like
almost
Merseyside Reds.
No, but
Yeah.
Manchester
they'd
Reds
have,
and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
you'd have Master League Team 1 or whatever, and they'd have the same
I re-
players the next year, but a couple of them retire, then the youth
Remember
players
I've-
would come through and they get a year older. And that was
Yeah.
class, like.
I remember as a kid playing that game and it was like Giggsy. It was never Gig, it was just Giggsy.
Yeah.
I thought it was Griggs or something like
They
that.
always have different like Paul goals and stuff.
Oh, God.
Like, can I make a kind of comment here about this? Pro Evo is a football game for people who like football.
It's for the
FIFA
purists.
FIFA is the game for casuals.
I agree. I totally.
Do you want to
agree
put
with
it
that.
into proper context for people who might listen? It is FIFA is the Apple of a game. Like it's,
Yeah,
people
it's
buy
about-
it
I'll have
for
that.
what it
It's
is.
a polished game, isn't it? Like it looks
Nothing's
nice,
yeah.
but it is
It's got no
arcadey. I
substance.
feel like
It's the
more
corporate.
arcadey.
It's the corporate version.
It's
of
the corporate
football.
sellout.
Yeah. I always felt that way. I used to play an online league on FIFA League Manager, and then it was called Pro Evo Network originally, but because of it dying off, it changed to FIFA League Manager. But they always felt that FIFA was more of a simulation and PES was more arcadey, and I never got that.
No,
that
that was
thought
the other
behind
way
No,
it.
I
as
don't
well,
think it was
yeah.
like that.
For me,
Menus for PES were a lot more arcadey, but I think that was because
Yeah,
it
stuff
had
like
it was made
that.
by Konami, and Konami obviously make a lot of arcade games.
Yeah.
Like,
And back then they wouldn't license music or anything. It was all
Yeah.
their own
yeah.
homegrown music and stuff. And it's like, oh god, like
weird drum and bass from
yeah.
I'm waiting for the dream day when FIFA and EA buy them out, buy PES out,
Oh,
and
I
merge,
never-
and
I
merge
never-
the games.
I never want that to happen.
No, but it'd never happen in a million years. But how good would it be if it was a polished game with substance?
I do think it's a shame that like PES have the right or licenses for Champions League.
Yeah.
But
So
no.
like you
Could
just
the
feel
champion-
like both of them just need
You've
to.
almost got to buy them both
Yeah.
just to
Yeah,
get the complete
Because
experience.
if I can sort of bring this back to wrestling for 1 second, like it's the competition will make the games better though. Like
Yeah, definitely.
WWE is awful because there's no proper competition at the moment. So with FIFA and Pro Evo, they're a competition there at the moment. So they will try and make the games better.
Yeah.
I remember having WCW for the games, and then they were trying to compete against like the old WWF games. So then they started bringing SmackDown and Raw as separate
SmackDown
games.
2 was the
SmackDown.
brilliant game.
That's how good it had to be because they had to compete against the other WCW game that was out at the same time.
But like the perfect example of that is, have you guys heard of the NFL 2K series at all? Like nearly 20 years ago now.
The
NFL 2K was always the better game. And there was some weird deal back then that NFL allowed both companies to use the NFL license.
them and Madden, isn't it?
It was them and EA, yeah. EA had it for Madden, they had the NFL 2K. NFL 2K was always loads better than
Well,
Madden.
it's for basketball as well.
Well,
They've
I was
got,
gonna
they've got
say,
all
yeah.
the 2K
and hockey,
games.
they had hockey as well, NHL 2K hockey
Yeah.
and stuff. They were always the better games. EA just threw cash at the NFL and said, look, let us have all the license, and 2K stuff died off. And with no competition, for me, Madden, it's a good game still, but it could be so much better with competition there. Yeah.
So I think they've slowly enhanced. It's not getting. It should be getting drastically better, but it's not. It's like
it should be a lot better
the
than it is
receiving
now.
in it's got slightly better from last year's, but it doesn't justify buying the game a year after.
Okay, like, is EA the death of a game franchise?
Activision, I
They
think.
are.
Activision are worse.
If you want to go back to Star Wars, they're like the Death Star. They are.
No, I don't think
Just
EA
suck
is that
stuff
bad.
in.
Not anymore. I think they've kind of...
They used to
got over
publicise
that now.
or like leave reviews on their own games and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
They're a
there's
bit
some
self-absorbed.
scandal like
Murky.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, they're a
they
self-absorbed company who just sort of.
Well, like, they bought BioWare, who made Dragon Age, and like they bought them after the first game, and you can tell EA had some
Yeah.
sort of influence on the second game.
I always heard 2 wasn't as good as the...
Two was
a lot more streamlined than...
yeah,
part one.
I love Dragon Age 2. Like Dragon Age 1 is right up there in my probably top 5 favourite games. Dragon Age 3 was really good. Dragon Age 2 was the dodgy middle one when EA started to take over BioWare.
Yeah.
But
They was starting the development themselves.
it
weren't
was,
they?
yeah, like, so the actual game, like the first game was like full of stuff, and Dragon Age 2 was like, we're going to recycle half of these environments, and you're like, okay.
Yeah.
But
So we actually got one final example with the whole EA... Satan, basically.
Yeah,
I think we all like Burnout, don't we? The Burnout
Yeah.
series.
Yeah.
Loved all that. That was done by Criterion. EA had the Need for Speed franchise. Eventually, again, they just went, oh, we'll just buy Criterion.
yeah.
Did that, and no more Burnout.
Oh yeah.
It's not just that.
They
Need
now
for
just make Need for Speed now, which, to be fair, they are amazing games.
I don't
but-
think they are. I think they're
Oh,
a bit,
I
they're a
quite
bit
like
samey for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, not Burnout. I think Need
Need
for
for
Speed's
Speed.
samey.
Okay.
Yeah.
They are good, but they're not Burnout.
Again, they're not games that develop good year on year. There's little difference.
They shouldn't be
Yeah.
released. Those types
No.
of games shouldn't be released year on year.
They are.
They should have gaps and sort of
Yeah.
have development stages, but
spec.
they
You know, you like if whenever you're buying a game and you're a purist, you buy it and then you wait 2-3 years and there's enough development to see the change. If you buy it every year, you don't notice it.
there's enough of a fan base for them to I don't know, like say yeah, we'll put it out every year because we know people are going
We know
to.
people-
Yeah, that's it. That's
Another example of EA, I think, with buying out of a company. I don't think they bought it out, but they had DICE as like a side project. I think they
Yeah.
made like Mirror's Edge. I really like Mirror's Edge, and it's sort of like it's quite artistic and stuff like that. It's a decent game, like.
It's quite
And
original
then-
as well, like a free
Yeah.
kind of game, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
You know,
But I think DICE were then being more and more involved in Battlefield, and I think like they just seem to take over DICE and give them less and less leeway, and sort of like just ruin DICE.
Yeah.
Like,
You know what's funny though? All these games always have competitors. Like almost it's identical games.
yeah.
Like you're saying, Battlefield, Call of Duty.
Yeah.
It's like the competition, aren't they?
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes the game better or not. I don't know if there was just one
Well,
game.
it
like-
should do in theory, but, you know, it's...
But it's samey again, and you have to buy both to make your own decision about it. And then it's like it's like 50 quid each
Yeah,
game.
each, yeah.
Again, they're year on year like franchises, kind of like games,
Yeah.
aren't they? Like where you just don't notice a difference.
I don't think you should be able to put a game out once a year for a franchise. because
shouldn't
means
be
you're
allowed.
You're not putting the time into the
No.
game.
It's
Yeah.
slight tweaks.
Is it
It's
always
not-
the
it's
same
not-
teams working on each game?
Yeah, to be fair,
It
like,
can be.
Call of Duty have 3 different teams.
That's
who-
what I mean.
Yeah,
It's
so like a 3-year
Activision.
cycle kind of thing.
Activision. What was the other one?
It's, oh god, I used to know this.
No,
Infinity
I did-
Ward.
Infinity
Yeah,
Ward. That
was
was the one.
Infinity. I always
Sledgehammer.
thought Infinity Ward was
About-
They
better.
always did brilliant games.
Yeah.
Infinity Ward.
It was Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer, and Treyarch. The
And
three,
Treyarch,
three
that was
companies.
I felt like Infinity Ward were the better ones, but then Activision came up with the zombies concept for World. Was it World at War?
World at
that
War,
came after
Treyarch,
Modern
that, yeah.
War-
World
was
at
it
War,
Treyarch?
yeah.
And that wasn't. And in Modern Warfare 2, they had something similar, but they weren't allowed to use
It was Spec
the
Ops,
zombies
wasn't it?
because
Yeah.
but then zombies was in the next one because that was whatever
The other
Treyarch
studio
again,
kind
it
of
was like,
thing, yeah.
they had like the almost rights to sort of say no. You can't
Yeah,
use
well,
that
that's
in your
our
game.
thing, yeah. Yeah.
So
So
again, why it shouldn't be year to year that they release them? It should just be a package.
well, just an example of how that works well. For me, like the Mortal Kombat series is my favourite fighting game.
Not Tekken.
No,
No,
Mortal Kombat.
mine would be Mortal Kombat as well.
Yeah, and Mortal Kombat 9 in 2009 was amazing. They waited 6 years before doing the sequel on next gen consoles, and that's the way to do it. You know,
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can see it.
it feels like a proper sequel. Then,
Right,
and it's
yeah, but-
different.
Okay, I'm going to make an argument here that Tekken's better than Mortal Kombat. I'm going to make the argument.
Go on,
Right. Tekken, every game other than Tekken 4 was at least an 8 out of 10. Mortal Kombat had like the duff shitty games in the middle.
Yeah, definitely. I had a period where
It
Mortal Kombat really fell away, but they've got back to, for me, being the best fighter out there.
The Mortal Kombat, they've done 2 PS4 Mortal Kombats.
One, Mortal Kombat X.
No, they've done Mortal Kombat.
10.
Oh, sorry, I'm getting mixed up with PS3. So they did the PS3
9 was
one,
on PS3,
9.
yeah.
Did they all just release that as Mortal Kombat?
Just called Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
that
and
one,
they released Mortal Kombat X. Mortal Kombat 9 is great.
Yeah,
Like, I
very good.
love that. But for me, like, I play a lot of these games single player, unless it's Tekken, we're all playing
Yeah.
online. But, like, Mortal Kombat X didn't really hold my attention for that long.
It wasn't that in depth. The whole crypt mode, trying to collect stuff.
Yeah.
They weren't that bothered about it on X. It's more online competition that they're pushing with that.
So if
one.
you're into the online, then it's
Yeah,
Yeah, if you're into that,
It was
it's
perfect.
great.
yeah,
But, like,
I can understand why you wouldn't like it as much, but
Mortal Kombat 9 didn't. Mortal Kombat 9 had the challenge tower, which
The
was like,
Blood, yeah,
it
it
was
was
like
amazing,
300
yeah.
different challenges,
way
and that was
different
great.
challenges. Yeah.
So I never finished it. I got to the point. I think there was one where you had to fight. What's his name? Shao Kahn.
Shao Kahn,
Shao Kahn. It was
Emperor
like you
of
had
our world.
Yeah, you have to fight him 3 times, and you've got 1 life bar, and you've got to be the basically the final boss of the game 3 times over without dying once.
And if memory serves, Shao Kahn is like had one move in that game, just stomping.
Yeah, yeah. So I love playing all that, but Mortal Kombat 10 did not have that. Mortal Kombat X, did not have
didn't
that.
have the ladder challenge tower thing.
I love that.
Yeah.
Even the stupid test your strength stuff, where it was like button bashing.
Yeah.
I was like, this is daft. And like the
But it was
story.
fun, yeah.
No, even the story of Mortal Kombat 9 was they tried to
They
basically
connected
tie
the
up
whole series
the
together. didn't
entire
they?
series in one
The
thing.
weird
and
time travel thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I thought that was great.
Yeah, I loved it, yeah.
It was great.
And
Like,
Freddy Krueger was in there.
I'd go ahead and, I'd probably go ahead and say Mortal Kombat 9 is like my 3rd favourite fighting game.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
I prefer X just for the online modes and stuff, but they're both great games.
Both great games.
I love them
yeah.
both, yeah.
No, but like for me, Tekken's always been the one that I've always gone to. But maybe it's because it was the first fighting game I had. Tekken 3 is my first fighting game, so possibly that's why.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. Soul Blade as well. Give an honourable mention to Soul Blade.
Honestly, I prefer Soul Calibur on Dreamcast.
Yeah, but it's the same series.
Oh yeah, but better game though.
All right. Beer update. I'm on Sharp's Atlantic, which is an exceptional pale ale. It says here.
I think I've tried that before.
Is it nice?
It's quite nice. Yeah, it's not as nice as
I forgot
The-
already.
Yeah,
Lagunitas IPA India Pale Ale.
no,
but-
to be honest, I think I prefer that to this Goose Island.
Sorry, I just not the mixer. we are still recording. I've not broke anything again.
I'm about to open a Goose Island 312.
I nearly bought that one, but I have to now. Don't everyone's gonna look at me like I'm a fucking
It's not what
monger.
Godzilla.
We have live ghosts.
It's Godzilla.
Call it live ghost. No, like before I buy like a beer like these where I don't know what's in it, I check on my app that it's vegetarian.
The veggie spec. Oh,
So there's an app called Veggie Beers, which I use. And that lemon one you're about to drink, John,
Yeah.
I couldn't find it on there, so
Oh, is it
I
lemon?
didn't pick it up for
It's
myself.
got real goose in this.
Real goose. What's it called?
Goose Island
Goose Island free.
I've heard of Goose
312 with a light lemon flavour.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Nice.
sounds
That's
nice.
what I'm on a Goose Island, the Honkers Ale.
Honkers Ale.
What's your opinion of the hunk sale? Have we already got it?
I like it. I do prefer that. How's it pronounced? Lagunitas. I do prefer that one.
All right.
Okay, I'll just give the 312 a try.
It's got a woody taste.
Second try.
Tastes like beer.
With a hint of lemon.
Yeah, very lagery.
Is the lemon coming through?
Is it coming through much?
Is it
of that?
hops?
It's not. It's a bit lighter than the other one, but there's not much lemon there, to be honest.
Is it like?
It is
Is
it.
it like?
Those Foster's ones.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
is,
Radler.
is it like
Radler.
that?
Radler.
No, it's
No.
I can't,
not that. Not as lemony.
No, because
I
a
hope
Radler's
they're not
maybe
like
like
the Radler.
cloudy lemonade, isn't it? It's like halfy.
No, it's really good. more light and refreshing than the other one. Yep.
I'm not a big fan of the light and refreshing beer.
How many goose out of 5
I
do you
like
give
a
it?
beer to be heavy on the
How many
stomach.
geese?
How many geese out of 5 do
I'll
you
give
give
it the full gaggle 5.
Okay.
Nick likes the heavy, hard-hitting...
He likes the ones where they're as dark as the bottles, the dark brown, really ones you can't see through.
I do. I like a good dark ale beer.
Okay. Anyone got anything you want to add before we move on to Guardians of the Galaxy? And I nip to the fridge for a beer.
I need to know
Yeah,
what I was
trailers.
thinking. We talk about TV programs.
Oh yeah, we've got two.
Yeah, should we do that? I'm going to nip for a beer, though.
Okay.
Continue, though. We're doing a vibe cast.
Will you get me?
Yeah.
Will you get me a drink then?
Of course you can.
Yeah.
We're vibing.
Is there any more beers in the freezer?
No.
Inman, just
Hey,
do the
Joe.
podcast like that. Do you like that?
Hey,
At
Joe.
least explain what he's doing.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Joe. Is there
Inman
any
is
more
now lying on
beers
the
in
on the couch, like Princess Leia in Return of the Jedi.
In other words, he's drunk
the bottom
again.
drawer?
Uh oh. It's like Krakow all over again.
Prepare it.
Yeah, please.
We won't mention Krakow on this podcast.
Have you spoke about your Krakow trip yet?
It was good. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It was good. We got drunk.
Yeah.
No.
We
Yeah.
didn't get arrested.
What happened?
It was explained on last week's podcast how my money
Did we speak about it
got
last-
stored, and
Oh, yeah.
Ryanair has done me over. Legal General done me over.
Yeah, what's the update on that?
They both just pointed to clauses in their terms and conditions saying that they hold no responsibility over
Right.
checked baggage, basically.
That's good.
So,
of
but
it.
yeah, my travel insurance doesn't insure me for travelling, and Ryanair don't hold any responsibility for the luggage they carry.
I love the fact that you get all of this insurance and they go, but we don't cover you. You pay us, but we
Yeah.
don't
Yeah,
cover.
exactly.
They're basically
Is
saying you
anything
should
else
know that
happening on your
dodgy people
holiday,
working in the baggage area.
Just got very drunk, yeah. Lots of bars.
Right, let's move on to some trailers. We watched just before this because they were only released this morning.
Well, it was actually 2 days ago.
Oh, come on, Nick.
Dark trailer.
Good try.
The Dark Tower trailer was released 2 days ago.
Starring Idris Elba and Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, like we just watched that. That looks really good.
I like the look of it. I've got a thing with Stephen King films. You always think, oh, they're going to be good, and they turn out to be garbage.
I know, but it's
Well, this
got
one looks
Idris
good.
Elba
It was
and Matthew
some of the-
McConaughey.
It was, but it was the intricate
Brilliant.
details of it, like the way he was loading the gun, the way he was like, it was so.
good.
It was. I don't know. It was dead weird, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was
the
like
way-
almost magical, like.
I love that when I don't know what he did, but he threw bullets up in the air and just kind of
Spun his gun round and
pulled
put-
his gun
He
into the
loaded
bullets.
the revolver. I'm like, what the fuck has
That
happened
was
here?
so cool. Like.
That was awesome.
And then obviously McConaughey's magic, because when he shot the window above him, like the skylight, McConaughey looks up and he's able to stop it with his hand, like his sort of powers stops them from falling. But that gives obviously Idris Elba a chance to shoot at him while he's not looking.
He's the man in black, and in the book, it's all just about the gunslinger chasing him across a desert, basically. And the film looks totally different. They've changed a lot of it by the sound of it. So
It didn't look
For
much
good
like
or for
desert
not?
to me.
yeah, they've done the whole thing of like they're bringing it to modern day, basically, aren't they? To New York or whatever.
Yeah, but did you like the look of it, considering like you're talking about the book as well?
Yeah,
thi-
oh yeah,
It looks
look-
top notch.
This
I've
is
got
the
no
trailer for the
complaints.
film, right?
Yeah,
Because there's a series featuring Idris Elba again, isn't there?
yeah, they're doing like a TV spin-off.
I
aren't they?
don't understand what.
I don't get it.
How's that gonna follow on from there?
Don't know how that
Well,
works.
the books are mental. The further you get into them, it's all like time travel and alternate
So is
realities.
this just going to be like a section of the book, and then the series is just going to carry that on?
Well, this might be a spoiler, but can I tell you?
We are called, don't spoil it.
Okay, not a spoiler.
Okay, don't spoil the ending.
But all I'll say is the towers in this are like the lighthouses are in Bioshock. If that means anything to you.
All right, okay.
To me, that means nothing.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a cryptic.
Then it's not a spoiler.
It's a
Yeah,
cryptic
exactly, yeah.
spoiler.
Yeah.
I'll
You're
ruin this
only
for
unless
you.
you're in the know.
And that's why they can do a TV show and it be
I can kind of get that now.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that.
yeah. So if you haven't played Bioshock, that's
Play
not much help
that
to
and
me.
you can ruin the film.
Yeah, we watched that. We also watched the second trailer for Dunkirk.
Which was released today. Did I get that one right?
No, it was
I
out
think that was
yesterday.
yesterday.
You was telling me today and now it's
I
yesterday.
didn't say today. I said
Right.
2 days ago.
Right, fine. No, but when we looked at that one actually looked amazing. Some of the people in it, Cillian Murphy. Who did you say the fella was?
Hardy.
Tom Hardy, the fella out of Bridge of Spies.
Mark Rylance.
Mark Rylance. It just looked jam-packed.
Him out of the band, whatever his name.
The band. It's just jam-packed.
One Direction guy.
Oh yeah, Harry Styles.
He's
One
in-
Direction guy.
Yeah, he's in
yeah.
it as well.
He's one of the one of the people in the army,
Yeah.
like, sat on the beach. But
And obviously it's
Does he
directed.
get killed in it?
I don't know.
I hope so.
He looked unharmed.
Sorry, and obviously it got directed by Christopher Nolan, so it's bound to be a film.
Just
Yeah.
just to make a comment here, if I was a director and I had like casting privileges where I could say who's casted in it, every film I made would have at least one Direction member in it. Because imagine all you have to do is just talk about them and you get
the complete weird fan base. Like some of the people that follow the One Direction are of a certain age where they ain't asked about wars. They just want to see Harry Styles dressed like a soldier.
So,
They're just like,
are we-
he's
so-
got soldier gear
they're
on.
probably
So
too
are
young
we-
to know there was a war.
But then look,
So are we saying that like the whole reason Christopher Nolan put him in the film was to get the fan base to
check
watch
this
the
out.
film?
We're not saying that
I think
officially.
he probably was.
check this out.
I mean, that's clever. Very
I think
clever.
it's
Is
quite-
Nolan
quite
that
cynical,
cynical?
but-
Is Nolan that cynical?
I think he would. be,
Here's
yeah.
my theory on the film then. War films are mainly aimed at men. He's gone. How do we get the women to watch it? Anyone up to the age of 21, put Harry Styles in. Anyone
even go
21
further than
No,
plus.
I'd go for. I know a girl who's 35 years old,
Well-
and she's obsessed with Harry Styles.
I was thinking. I was
Name
thinking.
drop
Well, I was thinking the majority up to 21, 21 and over. Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy's been doing that bedtime hour on the
yeah.
kids channel.
Oh, the women love him for
more
that.
women
Yeah,
than
I
kids
have,
are watching it.
I have heard women are loving it. All the
The sending.
mothers.
I didn't know that was a film.
I didn't
this
until
thing-
yesterday. Meg brought it up. I've been
Yeah.
loving it.
Little
on that. I was
videos
like,
of
"What?"
him telling a story. Women are sending it to other women, going, "Fuck me, you can send me to bed." You know what I mean? And that's for kids. That's on
wish
at like
you'd tell- wish you tell me a story when I go to sleep.
That's like 7 o'clock at night, and
Yeah.
they're gushing, and I'm like, Jesus.
Apparently, he does do a little wink at the end of the story just for the women.
Yeah, just,
Because you know you've covered a basis up to
Yeah, it's bad,
covers
Right.
a vast number of women.
That is genius.
It's
It
a
is.
genius. 2 people have casted all women,
yeah.
unless you've got no libido.
And then, and then for like the over 50 women, you've got Mark Rylance.
Mark Rylance, yeah, Mark Rylance is a decent older fella. He's just thought to himself, no women watch these films, not really, it's men, and we watch it because of what it is,
Yeah.
because of the actual the content.
No, to be fair,
I love war films.
I like the fact that Cillian Murphy's in it. I love the fact
Yeah.
that Tom Hardy's in it.
Cillian Murphy's for the weird, for the sort of...
And the fact that it's
women
directed
is
by
the
Christopher
also-
Nolan. If it weren't for those 3 things, I probably wouldn't be that interested.
They have a great name for a war film. Killian.
Yeah. But I actually, I fully love like war films. They're some of my favourite things, but
No,
I
I
reckon he's hit the
it's
nail on the head here.
definitely. I mean, we can guarantee it'll be a good film.
I'm not
It's
saying
Christopher
this is
Nolan,
like
so-
Saving Private Ryan or anything
Is
like
it-
that quality.
Oh, I think it'll be better than Saving Private Ryan.
Are you sure?
I will.
What is your
We'll
favourite?
we'll have a better.
Wait there,
right
what's
now.
your favourite war film? Because it's not mine.
Forget that. £5.
£5.
It's
That.
going to be better than Saving
How
Private
do
Ryan.
we?
We go off Metacritic.
God then.
£5.
There's sorry. Let me commentate
Saving
this.
Private Ryan's only like.
Let me
Actually,
sorry.
let me
Sorry.
check
Shut up.
Metacritic.
Shut up. There has just been a handshake on the show and a bet made.
£5.
Annotating that in.
Yeah, £5 bet. A deep sea
Just
diver.
to recap, I'll just check Metacritic first before going.
I'm saying Saving Private Ryan in this bet just because I know it covers a lot of bases for a lot of people.
Are we
but
gonna have?
It's not
Are we,
mine.
are we
Inglorious
reckoning this is
Bastards
gonna
is
be like
my
another?
favourite
Oh
war
no,
film.
no, I agree. That's
Are we
my
reckoning this is going to be another 4-hour film? This one.
Well, for Sam, it's
Right.
another 4-day film. but-
All right. I want to move this on because we're up to almost an hour of recording.
No, we've let a lot of gaps. haven't we?
Yeah, not that much, but we're gonna move on.
Yeah, cool.
Before we move on, have you seen Shaving Ryan's Privates?
Well,
Is that better than Dunkirk?
Because that's the best war
Is that on
film.
Metacritic?
Let me just check that.
I think that's
and the porno version is I've done
that is the porno. That is the porno version.
Is it? Or is it just I've done, Kirk?
I'm trying to think of a Dunkirk porno now.
Yeah.
Shaving Ryan's Privates. That's
Buns,
definitely a porno
buns.
version.
Come, Kirk.
Come. Oh.
Edit that so it's like right on the no thinking time.
Right, we're moving on. Stop thinking, John. Guardians of the Galaxy 2. The synopsis. Set to the backdrop of Awesome Mixtape 2, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 continues the team's adventures as they traverse the outer reaches of the cosmos. The Guardians must fight to keep their The Guardians... Oh my god.
You can't even speak.
The Guardians must fight to keep their newfound family together as they unravel the mysteries of Peter Quill's true parentage. Old foes become new allies, and fan-favourite characters from the classic comics will come to our heroes' aid as the Marvel Cinematic Universe continues to expand. What did we think of it? Well, first off, who's seen it? I've seen it.
I've seen it.
I've not. But I've not seen either.
Have either of you two seen the first one?
I've not seen the first one.
No, I've not seen the first one either.
So you two are completely new to the
Do you know
entire...
what? I was lent this by someone and kept hold of it for that long and still didn't watch it. And it was right next to the telly.
Like,
And I still didn't watch it.
Like, I know you don't like your superhero films.
I kind of do, but...
But that's what I mean. Like, are you a big fan of the MCU at all? Or, like, a fan at all of it?
Marvel Comic Universe.
I am.
Everyone
I
knows
was
what the
about to
MCU is.
Right, I am.
You are.
In comic form.
But...
You know I don't necessarily like the movies, how they're portrayed to comic. I've said some of them are quite poor.
Well, Guardians of the Galaxy are probably some of the better ones out of the lot.
Because what I was going to say was, I like the whole comic the way it was, because it's not commercialised, it's just as it is. They then change a lot of the stuff and make films, and it just doesn't sit right for me.
Fair enough.
Do you see what I mean? I do like the MCU, but not as they portray it in most of the films they make are not great.
Wait, so you like the comics, not the MCU?
Well, I do like some. I like the way they portray some, but the
Like Iron
majority,
Man.
the majority is shit. You, like some of that you mentioned, like we have mentioned. I do like it. I just wish they'd just take it more as it was rather than changing it.
If some of the comics started to change the way they're being written and sort of stylized because these films are being made.
I don't think so. I don't think they are. They're more the graphic enough.
Truthful.
They should do. Yeah, they should be like, because it's more the graphic, thick books that you get that are more like the films.
I'd say the
true
main
comics.
changes recently with Marvel is that they're bringing in more. They're bringing in more like gender, like it's gender and race equality characters. Like I think they've had is it a female Spider-Man or a black
Female
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man. I believe there's like a female Iron Man coming up.
There's all sorts of
things.
No, but
Female
they've-
Thor. You know.
they've
Oh, you
recently-
mean in the comics?
Yes, in the comics
yeah.
they've brought in the first Muslim superhero as well.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know that.
Like that, they're all new things.
But that's because of Disney owning Marvel. They're doing the same with Star Wars. Female leads, black leads. You know, the more diverse. That's what they're trying to go for.
It's just because of modern
Across
day,
the
isn't it?
board.
When the comics were first sort of wrote and stuff,
It
you're
was
talking
always
60s,
Spider-Man,
70s.
Iron Man.
Yeah.
There was the more obscure, right? You're talking they're the mainstream ones, and then there's the more obscure
Then you had
ones as well.
She-Hulk.
Yeah, she.
And everyone's like, no, not
No,
not
but you
She-Hulk.
had the likes like Wonder Woman who wore no pants. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that was
we
cool.
can get into a whole
Well,
conversation about
the
that.
difference it
Yeah.
was with the Wonder Woman and stuff like that, they were sort of sexualising her because
Yeah.
women were just
Yeah,
women to be
right.
stared at. Now, it's still been sexualised because it's obviously like
We live in a terrible-
the trailer we've watched.
Yeah.
Depending on the director, he might just put it in some dirty stuff. The casting for Wonder Woman, you know what I mean? Like it's all important in it, and
She definitely looks amazing.
they've picked the right person in Gal Gadot or Godot, however you want to say it.
Good dough.
I heard it was a Gil Gadot.
But basically, she's been picked up
I
just from that sexualisation she had in the Fast and the Furious
feel like
films
we've-
that she was in.
Gone a bit off topic.
Yeah,
We need to
Yeah,
get
no,
back
pull
to
back.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Let's pull it back.
Yeah, we will do.
What was your opinions of this film?
No, I really liked it. I thought it was better than the first film, and I really liked the first film.
I think this is where me and John have both differed from
Okay.
you.
Oh, but I'll just jump in first. I mean, I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
like the first film. 4.5 out of 5. One of the best Marvel films, in my opinion. It felt inventive, quite fresh, funny at the time when it came out. It was nothing like... Sorry, at the time it came out, it was nothing like the other Marvel films,
Yeah, yeah.
was it?
No, it was
Had its own
completely
look to
different.
it,
Yeah, yeah.
you know. Whereas now a lot of the other Marvel films look like that. And that is part of my ongoing issue with it.
Yeah.
This one feels more like it's in the Marvel formula now, as opposed to...
Just to go back to like a point in a previous episode, did Disney take over after the first Guardians of the Galaxy?
They bought...
No, before it.
I had a look after we spoke about it. They bought Marvel in 2009, but...
Oh,
It was between Iron Man 1 and 2, wasn't it?
They did, but...
was that far back? Yeah.
Well, no, but
Yeah.
the thing is, Iron Man 2 Captain America and Thor were already in production at that point by Paramount, so they're not Disney.
There's a certain time period before they have it.
So
There's no
the
effect.
films.
Yeah, they have to be fully in control.
Yeah.
Prior to any
so
film.
Avengers was a co-production between Paramount and Disney, and that was the first one they were involved with. But Paramount kind of got the ball rolling with the Avengers. And everything after that.
All of it was just Kevin Feige, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Are you saying that like because Disney bought it, they've had a bigger input into it, like
from the beginning?
I think
from the beginning of their like.
I think after the Avengers, you can see the Disney influence come into it. Or the look of the films all look different than they did before that. Just, across the board kind of thing.
Yeah, because the creation of the story to then the casting to then the production side of it, they've been in from the beginning. But like the other films that John was mentioning, they've come in midway. They've not had any input, so there's no way of changing anything.
Yeah.
Whereas they've been able to stamp their authority on the film. Now it's kind of made them shit.
All right. So are we saying like John, Nick, you've both seen it?
Yeah.
Do you prefer the first film to the second?
Definitely.
I do.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Like I'm not of the same opinion as John. Because like I like the MCU. Like even to this day, I still like it. I like it all intertwining like that.
With me, like I think I enjoyed the second film more than the first film. That's definitely a thing. The first film had a story though. The second film didn't.
I think
really.
I think what it was for me with the second film, what it was is a lot of the humour just fell short for me. Like,
I love the humour though.
You enjoyed the Drax stuff, didn't you?
Drax is secretly the best Marvel character.
Well, no, when
I can't agree with that.
his over exaggerated laughing, I couldn't get behind it at all. Like, and you can tell he's not an actor. You can tell he's a wrestler.
No, but I think that's what makes that character great, though.
No,
the fact is they're relying on Batista, who's an old wrestler, to portray this
Big
character.
Dave is this fucking stupid, but
Big Dave is Drax. But
Jesus.
Drax, like that makes that character so much better, though. Like they couldn't have got any old like actor in to play that character.
No, to be fair, I think the cast is perfect for them films.
They've got what's his name playing Rocket.
it's Chris Pratt.
Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, you got Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper.
Vin Diesel as the tree.
Yeah, you got Vin Diesel, Bradley Cooper. You've got
Chris Pratt
and Dave Bautista.
Zoe
Zoe Saldana as Gamora, is she called?
Gamora, yeah. And
then you got Amy Pond.
Is that
God,
is that Mantis or?
No, she's Nebula.
Oh God, no! Yeah, sorry, no, you're on about Amy
Is
Pond.
Amy Pond the name of the woman or the actress?
Yeah, that
That's
blue.
the name of the woman. The Doctor Who.
Yeah,
I said the woman or the actress.
I was going to say, isn't that her character in Doctor Who?
Yeah.
I've got it. Yeah, Karen Gillan.
Karen Gillan, yeah.
I love Karen Gillan.
No, she's
I
really
hate
good.
Doctor Who.
I hate Doctor Who, but I love Karen Gillan.
See, I've watched pretty much every episode of that, but let's not get into that.
Doctor Who's for another day.
For me, like watching it in the cinema environment with like a pretty much a full cinema, like that was great. And I hate going to a cinema full of people.
It's the cinema full of kids.
See,
no, it was full of adults.
Like teenagers. I was
No.
thinking.
My audience was mums with the kids, basically.
Mums and kids,
yeah.
I just felt like
It was full. It was a full cinema.
What's your type in it, John?
I was
yeah,
in,
that's what I was there.
he's gone for the mums and he's gone to pick up these mums, single mums.
see, I was in a full cinema, but like even most people in the cinema didn't even laugh at like some of the
really?
jokes.
Really? Very that.
Wait though, does the whole cinema environment, if it's full, depending on like you had loads of kids, if they laugh, does that make it better for you or worse?
Well, I was sat there with my arms folded.
That's worse.
Yeah,
I
all these
prefer
kids
it,
and mums
mate.
laughing. I was looking around thinking,
I
what
watch
the fuck are
films
these people?
and I get
That's what I do.
So
I laugh at something and no one else laughs at.
Yeah.
I went with Josh, our sixth member, who's not here at the
Sixth
moment.
man.
And he loved it. He came out and he said that's much better than the first one. Like that was an amazing film. I was like, I preferred the first.
Obviously, the film like must split opinion between like fans of the first film. So I'd say we're all fans of the first film.
Yeah,
definitely.
Like this film must split opinion where the humour for some people doesn't hit. For me, it hit perfectly every time. This is similar to Deadpool because me and Josh both agreed Deadpool was really good.
we don't. I feel like I'm not a big fan of the layout of the film. I don't like it. I know it's this sort of anti-hero type. Sort of talks in the breaks the wall and talks to people. But
What I will say about Guardians of the Galaxy though is Kurt Russell was amazing.
Kurt Russell is amazing. You could put him in anything.
No,
Can we talk the cameos in Guardians of the Galaxy 2?
yeah. Might as well.
Are we happy doing that?
Just before we get off Kurt Russell, though, just want to mention, like Nick was saying there, love Kurt Russell. He's literally bumped the film by 0.5 for me. Just the fact he's in the film, I'm giving it a 0.5.
He literally makes films, doesn't he?
And he's a planet. It's
he
amazing. He's literally a planet.
Did he make the Hateful Eight for you? His character.
I loved him being in it, but it's more Tarantino that for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought his character was pretty good. Like
Any Tarantino film, though, regardless of who's in it.
but
Yeah.
I think it just gives it that
amazing.
little bit of an edge because you've got someone so good.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the
Go with your cameos, yeah.
the cameos.
Sorry.
David Hasselhoff.
Oh, that was a brilliant
See, I'm not,
little
I'm
cameo.
not
I
feeling
loved
that. You've mentioned that. I am not feeling the Hoff.
Oh right. I'm not a massive fan of the Hoff, but the way they used him was dead funny.
It
Because
was
it was
dead
in the
good.
story that, like Chris Pratt's character Quill,
Star
he always thought of his dad as like a David Hasselhoff character, and later on his dad like randomly turns into David Hasselhoff for a few seconds, and it's the best.
No, it was a dead good little cameo, that.
Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
ridiculous to me. Like,
No, no,
Sounds
I'm not a fan of
no,
it.
right.
Hasselhoff.
In the story, it makes sense.
Yeah,
like it's not just like a random thing. Like
I would go as far as saying this is the only film ever that David Hasselhoff has been relevant in a film.
Oh no, he's done some good stuff. He was in
Has he?
Click. Click was good. He was in a Piranha
them
3 Double D.
Speedos.
He was great
You
in
know
Piranha
they're
3
not
Double
good
D.
films.
did you always just wear speedos?
Well, pretty much.
Pretty much.
I was gonna say.
They had Sylvester Stallone. He
Oh
was
yeah,
like the head of
That's a good choice.
I liked it. I liked him. I mean,
I
it didn't
don't-
make much of it.
why is he in it?
Okay, this is
so
the thing. I want to say to women, like, I love Stallone, but why he was in this film, I just don't know.
With cameos like that, and you get big actors in, I feel like if you replace him with a different actor, would it still work as well? And
It'd be no different.
Yeah,
because there's
to be
nothing
fair,
Stallone about
if it does work as well,
But no, to be fair, it would have worked fine without it.
Yeah.
It would have been fine, but it was in a cool moment to see Sylvester Stallone turn up in the
No,
film.
it.
so why
yeah.
get this cameo in where you
Yeah,
go, well, Sylvester Stallone's in there and Hoffman's in there.
Right.
I'm with
How
him
do you, right, John, Sam, do you not like fun? And the idea of like having a character in there.
Yeah,
It's
I like-
look, it's this
I like
huge
fun.
actor.
All it is,
No, but
our
I'm going to
standards
watch-
of fun are higher than yours.
Like,
that's
with-
all
I feel it takes it out
No,
of the
if-
film. No, it takes
I'm
it too
going to
much
watch
into,
a
like,
film,
the
I want to
reality
be-
of,
I
like,
think we're all talking
he-
over each other. Let's all take a step back. Sylvester Stallone belonged in this film.
But I think
He does as a
like
cameo.
with Hasselhoff, right? They were building that from the first film. Like he literally said this story in the first one that he had like a Hasselhoff dad. So like it just kind of made sense to have him in this film. Like, and it was literally for a split second he was there. He didn't say anything. He was just kind of there.
got paid a
I mean,
wage for
he's
it.
got to not say something
You know
because
what I
he
mean?
can't.
But then Sylvester Stallone, he was like this. He was the leader of like this like ragtag group of like criminals.
Ravagers, are they called?
Ravengers, that was it. It was like, I think that you have different factions kind of thing. He was a leader of one of them kind of thing. I think he's shown up twice, but it was good when he turned around and he squared up to what's the blue guy? Yondu.
Who's in Walking Dead?
Yeah, do you know
Who is that?
Merle from Walking
Yeah,
Dead? I can't remember.
Michael Rooker.
Michael Rooker. Yeah, Sylvester Stallone squared up to him. I thought that was quite cool. I mean, he didn't have to be there, but it made it a bit better that he was.
I feel like you're just putting someone in, like it's
Through
just
the
like
half a little bit.
yeah, you're like, oh, it's Sylvester Stallone.
I kind of like that for some films, just because little cameos, little drop-ins. But
I mean, not to get back on the Family Guy thing, but that kind of thing, that comedy, it just references again David Hasselhoff. I don't like that kind of
I
comedy.
didn't-
Yeah, it's references, but
Yeah.
I kind of don't like.
from what
like,
you've said, yeah.
my favourite cameo, and I don't really like cameos, but in Zombieland, when Bill Murray turns up, I
That's
find that's quite
amazing.
funny because
Yeah.
they go to his house and it is like a real life situation. But watching Guardians of the Galaxy, you have this MCU. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I feel like that shouldn't be in there. Like,
Yeah.
you shouldn't have this kind of like going, oh, he's a really big actor.
I can get on that point.
It's not like it was actually him though. It was literally Kurt Russell's character who is this what's the word I'm looking for? Omnipotent God kind of thing.
Yeah.
Who like is kind of just transforming to something that his son, Chris Pratt,
Right.
like has always thought of his dad as.
Okay.
I can't believe
It-
you
it-
think of your dad as David Hasselhoff.
Well, that's the joke kind of thing that he does.
He
think,
never
yeah.
knew his dad, so he always imagined David Hasselhoff as his dad because he watched him as a kid.
From Knight Rider.
I was thinking from Knight Rider,
He's got the
him and
picture from
Kit.
Knight Rider, him
Look
and
at him
Kit,
and
yeah.
Kit.
So it makes sense in the story.
In that standalone film, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I think
I'm fine with you guys liking it. It's just not my kind of humour, that kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, it's not so much I have an issue with like
No.
Marvel doing it. It's a film thing in general.
Yeah.
I think
I
reference
don't
to
mind it. I like it, depending on who it is, though.
What were you thinking about Baby Groot?
Oh, right. Like, Baby Groot is... They've done one film with Baby Groot, and that's the only film they'll ever
What is
do,
it, that little
which is-
tree-looking thing?
So
Yeah.
Groot is the tree. You've watched Guardians of the Galaxy 1?
No,
No,
but I know what you're talking
Okay.
about.
Of like at the end.
Groot was a huge thing for me.
Yeah.
And I know, like, we're not the name of the podcast is don't spoil the ending, but I'm going to spoil the ending of the first
Well,
one.
you can tell it. So you tell them
at
first.
the end of the
Yes.
first one, Groot basically sacrifices himself.
Great moment.
It is a great moment for the rest of the team to save him.
Were you
kind of
rooting
thing.
for him?
So like
Oh.
at the end of it, like all they have is like a little seed. So in this one, we've just got like a little baby Groot.
Is that something that happens in the credits? Or something like that? I'm sure there's something in the credits.
Yeah, he's kind of like a
So
little
you're saying
dancing
from-
tree kind of thing.
So from the first one, he was a normal tree. then
It was-
he
it was like
seed
a-
in the
he was a
second,
fully
and now
grown
he's
tree.
And now he's a little tree.
At the end of the film, though, he was a teenage tree, wasn't he?
Yeah, in the after
A little
credits.
sapling. Like,
It was proper angry. Get out of my room, Dad!
Yeah, but like that, like the entire film, he basically played a toddler version of the original tree of Groot, and
same person though.
Still,
yeah, it's still Vin Diesel.
Still Vin Diesel going, I am Groot.
So, like Vin Diesel's managed to get a paycheck for saying 3 words,
Yeah,
and then,
again.
then,
Hey,
then
Oh,
he
that was one of the
He gets
things
a
I
paycheck
remember.
for
Yeah,
just
but
being Vin Diesel.
apparently he did say it like many times, but in different languages as well.
right.
So like
okay.
he even did it for like the foreign dubs of it. as well.
Multilingual here.
How good's that?
Je suis Groot.
There you go.
No, like I like that character in this film he's basically a baby Groot, and I've got a baby. Jono, you've got a baby. You've not watched the film yet, but
I've not got a big tree.
I've grown mine outside.
I mean, I cut the other tree down the other day. I'm hoping I'm going to get a baby one. Got on.
You could call it Groot.
Yeah.
The character is like it's written as if it's a toddler, and like there are certain mannerisms that Baby Groot does that look like a baby. Like there's a point where Baby Groot vomits, and it's funny because it's just the way a baby vomits,
they
which
just
is just open, like sits forward,
They
opens
don't
his
even-
mouth and goes bleh, and it all just comes
There's
out.
no like warning for it. There's no spit. Like there's no reaction. It's just open the mouth and it just falls out.
But
and
it
it's
was
like,
it was
what
dead
the
funny. There was no
fuck?
sound or anything. It just came out. But no, I like if we were to sort of box off Guardians of the Galaxy
Yeah.
2.
I've got a few
I just-
more points.
You got a few more points,
I just
John?
want to add one thing, like about the after credit scene, with the little cameo with Adam Warlock.
Yep.
You read up on this, didn't you? Afterwards,
I
Joe?
have done, Nick. I've looked into this, and it's very interesting.
'Cause-
You're more of a fan of the MCU, so you should know more about this than me.
This is like of all the comics, like the Guardians of the Galaxy was the one that I read before the film. So I like the one that these films are based off anyway, like because I think there's an original set of comics which
Yeah, it was a bit
it's
different.
a
than the
completely
new one.
different team. But I read the comics which these characters are based off, and Adam Warlock was in it. And so when I seen that, like I actually like screamed a bit in the cinema, like no one else did. I don't think anyone else knew.
No one would know it.
But like I was just like, oh! And everyone in the cinema looked at me.
Yeah, I'm looking at you now because you picked the microphone in the
But yeah, John, what's your points then?
Just got a few. What do you think of the action in the film? I wasn't a big fan, to be honest.
There was a forest scene. Nick, me and you've spoken
Oh,
about the forest
that
scene.
forest scene with Rocket Raccoon, that was brilliant when he took out how many people? 50 odd people.
Yeah, I wasn't blown away by it. The one bit I did like was the fighting like the white tentacle things at the end in the planet for like 30 seconds, but I thought that was quite good.
I think you sound dead bemused, but it was a
It looked quite interesting.
Bit
Like
meh.
they were fighting these white tentacles and flying about, and
Yeah.
didn't last long. I didn't like the whole fighting ego at the end when he had like rocks for hands and stuff. And the whole thing of like,
Pac-Man.
yeah, I don't like that.
Oh, that
References
Pac-Man
again.
thing, that was...
Yeah, I'm not a fan. And the whole thing of like the big blue blob clouds on Earth that were blowing up, which looked garbage.
I think you're taking this film far too seriously.
I don't think we're doing a film podcast.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be a bit of fun.
No,
this
but
one.
No.
you know what John's like. You know, like you'll give out this proper harsh review, and then he'll give it a decent score. What
No,
we think.
but like,
Is this going to be a poor score? Because like
well, I don't want to spoil it.
no,
yet,
remember
but-
on one of the previous casts we said Joe will be like, love it, gives it a score, and it's less than yours, and you've been overcritical.
Well, it might be.
It might be like we
How
don't
weird is
know
that?
what our scores are.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be one of those where you might pick the same number.
When it was just these big
But
blue clouds taking over
contrasting.
the Earth and stuff, it looked like Green Lantern from 2011, and
Okay.
that's garbage. Like that's a terrible.
Green
Right,
Lantern's
I'll-
probably
yeah.
the worst.
Yeah. Just got a few more points. That Yondu's dead. We are spoiling this.
Yeah, we are.
This is-
Don't spoil the ending, but Yondu's
My
died.
note is Yondu's death.
The funeral
who
for that.
Who fucking cares? That's my point.
Right.
No, that brought on the feels. That
Oh,
Really?
Nick, right. I felt the feels right.
I
You know
could
the
not
moment.
care less about
John,
the
right.
character.
No, right.
Is that what you mean? Like the little tingle ones?
no, it made me feel.
The feels
Did you want to
were
cry?
felt. The feels were felt when his funeral happened and everyone turned up, where nobody thought they'd turn up. But then his like first commander, like his most like trusted mate, like did the whole salute to him and shouted, and I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah. No, I
like that.
I did feel a bit when he died. I mean, and like the fact that he gave him one suit. And it's like, I've got one suit, and it's like, all right, he's dead, isn't he? He's gonna give himself up.
There's like the thing as well with Yondu is that character during the film. Like he has a connection with Rocket through the film, and you get a bit of character development there. I know you're into your character development, John.
I am, but I feel you've got to like the characters to care about it. Like, I don't
Do you not
any of
like
these
Rocket?
characters. He's one of my favourite ones, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because that character has been developed since the first film.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah.
It was the best thing about the film, I thought. Rocket Raccoon.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Okay. You finished on Yondu, yeah.
I have.
We're not friends, we're family.
Was that Fast and Furious?
That is fast. You can't be using that. That's Fast and Furious.
Oh my god!
They literally word for word. We're not friends, we're family.
Who said that?
Was it Drax? Or was it-
Was it Drax who said that?
You can't just.
Yeah,
It was Drax.
Hey, Vin Diesel's in the film.
Maybe.
So
maybe.
he
brings his
probably
quotes
gave
with him.
he probably gave him the thumbs up for that.
We're not friends. I am Groot.
And one last point I've mentioned before. I didn't laugh once. The closer they came.
Sorry. You didn't laugh once.
I
at the
literally
film.
did not laugh once in this
I
film.
can imagine.
Oh, what?
Imagine misery ass though, sat with all these mums and kids, and he's just like. "Meh."
Is this a Marco mode? Because he
will-
has a laughter scale. Did
I
you
will-
titter or?
No.
I will.
Nothing at all.
I will
Well-
admit, right? Like as much as I did actually enjoy the
You
film,
didn't laugh either.
I didn't laugh. I did smirk a bit. I didn't laugh though.
Isn't there supposed to be like comedic sort of like
Yeah.
points in it?
But it's
Well,
not. But it's not. mainly a
Most of
comedy,
the
is it?
laughs
So-
were these
I know
like
that.
most of the laughs were these things where like one character would like this character Mantis, you'd like give up this secret that like Peter Quill wants to basically shag the green Gamora girl, and Drax just go like sorry Jeff. And like do this over exaggerated laugh and that's supposed to be funny. I'm just like that's not funny.
No.
I didn't.
I thought
Sorry, go on, Tom.
I know. I just felt like the first film was like supposed to be like some really funny film and sort of.
Oh, the
like,
first one was.
It looked
But
it from the
does that-
trailers, but I don't know if it's supposed to be. It's supposed to have undertones of humour, but in reality, I suppose it's just a normal film.
I
isn't
remember
it?
laughing at the first one.
No, I laughed at the first one. The first one was
like-
funny.
Nobody got a sense of humour. Like, there's different types of humour, and that
Yeah,
film
there
has a
is.
specific type of humour.
But
It was different
it's not.
to the first
It's not
one. though.
constituted as a comedy film, is it? It's just
Yeah.
got comedic undertone. It's not.
A
You
lot
wouldn't
of
have
the
it down
comedy
as a
felt
comedy.
lazy to me in this one, a lot lazier than
No,
the
I
first
felt.
one.
I
Well, actually, we've spoken
Would you
about
watch?
this.
Would you? If I just said that was a comedy to you and you'd never heard of it, you wouldn't watch it as a comedy. It'd be
No.
watched as with its content. What it is, it's just comedic undertones.
But me and Nick have spoke about this in work. There's a scene in the first one where they're in prison and they're attempting the prison break.
Yeah.
And Rocket Raccoon in the foreground is explaining the plan, how they're going to get out. And in the background, Groot's just doing it. Just
Yeah, that's funny.
That's funny.
That's funny.
That's comedy. Not just like referencing something or like
Not like trying to tell
turning
Groot.
into Pac-Man. That's not
Right,
funny
okay,
too,
yeah.
is it?
You've picked an example there where I
No,
was
but
at
do you
the...
get why that I would find that funny
Right.
and not like just...
Yes, yeah, okay. But what about the bit when Rocket was teaching Groot how to use the equipment, and he's like, "Is this lever?"
That is definitely not funny.
What about the bit when, like the tape bit was the bit that was a bit weird for me, where like Quill goes, "I'm
Yeah,
gonna go find
that's
some
the
tape."
that's the worst example of
So
this kind of
that's
humour.
that's an example of
I-
part of that film where I was like, "This is supposed to be funny, but I'm not finding
Yeah, I
it
didn't
funny."
find that funny
Yeah,
whatsoever.
I was
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
looking at watching that point, just thinking, just someone get.
Yeah,
some tape.
that
Yeah,
went
that-
on for too long.
Yeah, that went
Yeah.
too long. Daft piece of humour.
But that for me is the humour in the whole film. It's all that style of humour, and I just can't find it funny.
I mean, I
If
enjoyed
anything,
it.
just felt like wasting my time. Well, literally wasting my time.
I've
Just
really
get some take.
enjoyed the film. Like I've really enjoyed the film. I like the film. I just didn't like any of the humour they tried to put into it.
See, so it's not a comedy film. It's just the content of the film. That's what you're going for. I don't.
You sound very down on it.
No,
Well,
like
we'll get to
if
the
it's
review.
funny, it's funny.
Right.
You must just have a strange sense of humour.
Who?
You? Well, clearly, if these don't
No.
laugh,
I
you
like
think it's
all
dead
the
funny.
same films as
No,
these.
that's not a litmus test. Like 5 of us, you know.
Yeah.
It's a much bigger.
Yeah, no, it's not just a case of like stupid humour for the entire
Yeah.
film. There is good humour in there,
If you can-
and there's different types of humour in there as well. You've got your innuendos, you've got your slapstick.
There's literally like if you can mention some of which you'd think I might have laughed at, which I'm not remembering, but I just don't remember laughing at any of it.
When Groot vomited,
See, that's not funny to me.
when
Yeah,
Groot
it's
went
just
to go
a-
get the headpiece from the drawer.
Yeah, again.
See, that went on for too long as well. He kept coming back. I was like, right, can you get the bloody thing?
Like on that point that when the film opens, it's a big action scene, but the joke is you're watching Groot dancing in the foreground while they're fighting in the background.
That's a great scene.
good idea.
no,
but it goes on for too long. Again.
I thought
It's
that
like
was a
they
great
drag-
scene, to
drag
be
it out
honest.
for like
It's
5 minutes.
it's a long credit scene. There's a lot of people on the film.
That as a 20-second thing would be funny, but they
Right.
drag it out for like 5 minutes,
No,
and you're like, yeah, just show
that's-
us what's happening now.
Right. Okay.
I kind of agree with Joe on this one. Like that's like an intro. That's an intro credit
That's
scene.
exactly-
That needs to be that long. Like
Oh, but you don't have to
it's
show
either
Groot.
that.
Do
It's
something else as well.
You can do anything you want with it, can't you?
No,
You know,
not having it.
I
No.
I
Just do one.
yeah, I agree with Joe on this one.
Yeah,
Like, I like that. I like
I'd
that.
go as far as saying that there's not one better intro you could do to a Guardians of the Galaxy film as what they did in that intro.
Well, just one callback to like Deadpool. They do the same thing
Similar.
in Deadpool.
Yeah,
The credits are all these jokes, and
yeah.
I remember finding the first one funny, but then they do it for like 5 minutes. And I'm like, one joke. It's one joke dragged out for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
It ends up just getting annoying. Like,
I get what you're saying, but with the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 intro, like I was watching that thinking, this is one of the best Marvel intros I've ever seen. Like that's genuinely like what's up.
That's a bit of a stretch. Like.
No, but
Well,
you
I
haven't
can't
seen it.
think
I've
Yeah,
never
it was-
seen it, but it's a stretch to call it.
Yeah, but like what I'm saying is like the whole joke of that entire credit scene is that you're introducing the film as these like badasses fighting aliens. That's basically what it is. And whilst this is all going on, you got this tiny little tree running around, but it's all set to music. There's no real like sound in it. There's like the odd explosion, but it's like you're watching him run around as this tiny character whilst all the action's gone in the background. So it's a funny little scene, and like it has to be elongated because it's an intro credit scene. Like you can't just make that
It
joke.
doesn't have to be.
You can do anything you want with it.
Just don't use it for that.
For that scene, like-
He could have come in-
You can do anything you want.
Like,
It could have been long, but he could have come in doing that bit. You said he was
for
dancing
like the title card or something.
For the little
and then
bit,
cut
yeah.
away or something.
And
No,
come
dude,
back away.
You're missing the point of what that is doing.
Alright, no,
You're
do
missing the point.
it differently then. You have all the action of the in the background while the titles are going on, and then the last 10 seconds you pan down into Groot dancing,
Do you know
and
what's
he's
funny?
been dancing the
I
whole
can't
time.
believe you've
but
gone
not
into
on screen.
direction and production
that's
here.
that's the funny thing. He's
For
just
like
been
movies.
dancing, and he's not been dancing because he's on screen.
It feels to me like a 5-second joke that they drag out for like 5 minutes.
Right,
It's just like,
There's
I
limitations.
100% disagree with that. I'm gonna put that out there.
okay, that
That
that's
intro,
cool. If you find it funny, that's
yeah.
cool. like,
Search it on the internet then and see what people's opinions of
See,
that
I-
specific thing
See, you
was.
see,
Just to
yeah,
see what the
if you
general
find-
consensus is.
You're
like.
saying if you find that,
Exactly.
I didn't find that particularly funny. I just thought it was a good scene.
Yeah,
I
I
thought
thought
it
it
looked
was a good
really,
scene.
it was really nice.
It's not the humour though, like that's
It's
it's creating the
quality
point
rather
though,
than
like the
anything
point of that entire film. It's not like that isn't a comedy scene. It's just it's setting it's setting the mood for the entire film. That is the mood.
I
of the
totally
film.
get what you mean
Maybe,
when you're
but-
saying like they have this type of humour in the film with all of this seriousness as well, and that's how it's going to pan through for the rest of the 2 hours or whatever it's on. But if you don't like it,
Well, that's what I mean.
you
If,
can't.
like Joe's saying there,
make
like,
yourself
that's
like
fine
it.
if that's the point, but I would rather watch the action scene than the group dancing for 5 minutes. That's my point.
But you're missing
I'm
the
not,
point.
I'm not interested in watching
I
these dance.
feel like you're missing the point of the entire Guardians of the Galaxy thing though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't
I
know
don't
if you.
think it's that.
No,
that
I
big a
think
point
you
like that.
would prefer a different type of film. Like
Definitely. There's no doubt
I
about
just
that.
don't
that's-
think this is your thing.
That's hitting the nail on the head there. This isn't your type of film, so you wouldn't like that type of intro.
Going back to the Yondu thing, all I could think of was Logan. why did I care when Logan died and I don't care in this one?
Because there was emotion, there was feeling, it felt real.
Like a real film.
Like a real film.
Yeah,
Yeah, like a real film that he's been in for about 6 different films.
No, but
obviously
this
you'll feel...
It wasn't
Logan
longevity,
was
though.
specifically didn't feel like any of the other films. It felt like a real
You
film.
could
It
watch
didn't-
that one film without seeing the others
and
and
it's
still
amazing.
have that emotional punch to it at the end.
Whilst I agree with you, Yondu's a stupid character. Anyway.
That's my point. Yeah. So why do you care when he dies like this?
Like, it's not that I care that he died in the film. It's that I enjoyed the scene at the end. I thought that entire scene was good.
But you get my point of like why Logan is up here and Guardians is like here.
Yeah,
Something.
definitely.
Yeah.
Because it just...
I want films to be like Logan, not like Guardians of the Galaxy.
for some
kind of
reason, it was taken away from the rest of the X-Men. And because he wasn't like the usual Wolverine and he was Logan as he was, it just felt like an amazing separate film.
This is it, though. That's a different type of film to this film. Like, it's a,
Yeah, because
you
there's
have-
no
people have different
comedy value
preferences.
in the other one.
That's it. There's no comedy in Logan. It's not a comedy film. This film is
There's
like...
some comedy in it.
It's
There's
very,
not really-
very limited. Like,
Yeah.
it's not...
Like, you get the odd laugh and go, that's funny.
I laughed in Logan.
No, it's that when Dr. X says we're going for
Yeah.
the chicken and...
Get it with chicken, get it with steak, and he's
That
wheeling
was the
around going
funny
mental.
bit.
That was hilarious. Cutting the beard, all the children cutting his beard. I laughed.
Oh,
at that.
yeah,
That
when
was
he's
quite
asleep.
I
good.
didn't find any of that. I thought that was like had serious undertones.
Yeah.
Them scenes, like.
Oh no, the
Yeah,
thing's
I
definitely
loved it.
comedic when the children are cutting his
No,
beard.
I
and
didn't
stuff.
find that funny.
He
I
wakes
I-
up and he's
I
the
liked
comic
it
Wolverine.
because he
like.
looked exactly like comic Wolverine.
comic
That's why it looked
Wolverine.
amazing. Love that bit.
I didn't
Yeah.
find it funny though. I just found it.
I just thought it was daft. It's not funny, it was daft. I thought
Well,
like
it's just
that,
a moment of levity, like like it's just a bit of light-hearted kind of.
give it a good sort of link to the
I mean,
comics.
don't get me wrong. Like, I love that film. I think that's a brilliant.
It was
film.
a
I
brilliant-
absolutely love that film.
The ending
But
was
like,
perfect as well.
I wouldn't have found. I same as Guardians of the Galaxy. I can't think of any times in that film I laughed. But I wouldn't consider that a film I should be laughing at.
Surely you laughed at Charles Xavier telling people to fuck off and stuff in that film. That was funny when he's
It was
swearing
just-
at people.
I don't know
and
because it
stuff.
all felt like
And he
it had-
called what did he call that bald guy?
It all
Some
felt like
bald
it had-
fucking mutant or
Like
something.
Stephen Merchant's character.
It all felt
was
like
funny.
it had serious undertone. It always felt serious. It like 'cause it's literally dealing with a mental issue there. Like
I think it depends
yeah.
how you go into the film to watch it. You know, like
Know what I mean?
the mood you're in to
like
watch
so,
it.
so like
You're not going to change from being
I-
serious to
I-
being funny
Yeah,
in your...
I wouldn't expect to laugh at that film whatsoever.
what I mean,
That's why I wouldn't find.
I
that
acknowledged
funny,
it was a funny joke, but at the same time, the majority of the film we were watching around it was serious. So
I think that might be part of it for me. When that film, you don't think it's going to be funny, so it is funny when it actually hits with a couple of jokes.
it's like out of nowhere. It's funny. You don't
Yeah.
openly laugh and belly laugh, but you acknowledge that it was a funny part. It broke the film up, and then it went back to being serious again.
But this one's trying to it sets its stall out. It's trying to be funny, and it just feels desperate. It's just like, yeah, I don't find.
I see.
any of
I
this
did
funny.
not get that impression. I really didn't.
It
get
depends.
Yeah.
It depends how you perceive the film. Though,
Yeah.
if you don't like that, then all the
That's
film's going to
why
drag
we
for
do
a
the
job.
podcast, because
Yeah.
we're all going to perceive a film differently.
You've seen it from right at the start. You loved that bit. That meant you were going to pretty much love the rest of the film because it's going to follow the same path. John would have known in the first 5 minutes he didn't like it. But he sat there and watched it.
That's
Yeah.
I think he could have walked out after 5 minutes and wouldn't have been disappointed because it had just been the same. But you need to watch films. I know
Oh, yeah,
you
not
can't.
really.
No, I don't know if a film like you've just walked out of, unless you needed to be someone. You had.
Wild West. That's the only one.
you walked out with that.
What?
Yeah,
Did,
it's garbage, though,
did
mate.
you complete the film though at some other point?
I've seen it since.
There you go. I knew you'd finish it.
That was one of the first films I bought on DVD.
Do you know why it
Yeah,
was
it's one of
daft?
the first
Because of
DVDs.
that big mechanical fucking
Spider.
spider. I was like, what the fucking hell is this?
Wow, West. All right, let's.
Just one last point.
Yeah.
One thing I nearly did laugh at. I had a little smirk kind of thing.
You moved
I
this up.
smiled.
You moved these like
Rocket Raccoon when they finally fly back to save Star Lord, and Yondu's like, "What are you doing? Why are you so bothered about saving him?" It's like, "So I can lord this over him for years."
Do you know
was
what?
pretty
Do you know
good.
why you laughed at it? Because it sounds like
All
it
he's
sounds
bothered
like you
about.
would do that.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
well, let's talk star ratings. Well, it's just going to be me, Nick, and John
Yeah.
rating
But
this.
yeah,
one,
we have
isn't
to
it?
abstain because we're not.
Yeah, I mean, John, what would you give that?
You can start on this one.
He's
Alright.
got to go give you a proper shitter.
I mean, I'd probably give that film probably a 3.5 out of 5.
Do you know what's funny?
Okay.
When I said before that was the rating I expected you to give it.
Yeah,
No,
I
see-
enjoyed the film. It was a good film, but like, it wasn't like a great film. It was
See-
a good film.
Like this is going back to like
the
other
star
reviews,
rating thing,
other
yeah,
reviews where like you sounded a lot more positive than me. I'd give that a 4.
Yeah, no, that's
See,
fine.
that's what Joe does. He gives you a really positive review, but the score doesn't truly indicate.
I'd give that a 4, but like I didn't. I found a lot of those jokes like just missed completely for me.
No, because I think when Joe does it, you know when he's going to give you a 5.
Yeah.
Because you can tell. Like the
Are you saying the only film ratings I give are 3.5 or 5?
No, like you don't give anywhere close to 5 unless it's like, what's that?
Watchmen
What's
was-
that Jim Curry film that you love?
Oh, liar.
No. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
You know when he spoke about that, like you could just tell he was going to give it a 5 straight away. It was like bang.
Yeah,
We're going to go on to that in a future episode, definitely.
definitely, yeah.
John?
But I like the fact you mentioned then you only give 3.5 or 5. It's kind of like in future, like, oh, Joe hated this fucking film, he gave it 3.5.
He does
Such a
seem
long
to
race.
be like a thereabout.
Yeah.
John, what would you give it?
Well, I mean, it's watchable. It's definitely watchable.
What are you giving it?
The first Guardians, 4.5 out of 5, definitely. Good, one of the best.
Giving it
Marvel
4.5?
films.
Well,
The first film.
The first film.
I'll watch the first one on the basis that you all think it's good.
I would agree. I'd give that a
John-
4.5 myself.
John, go off.
I'm going to watch the second one, but I just feel like the first one, I get the impression that I'd like it.
Me and Nick
Just
gave
general
the
consensus.
we're gonna get John's reaction now, but me and Nick gave the second film 3.5 and 4 out of 5. So like that's still a watch.
No, it's just that you have give a good review on the first one. And if John thinks it's good as well,
Okay, let's go, John.
It crosses.
John, ratings,
so
go.
it's watchable. I said before, Kurt Russell bumps up by 0.5, so it would be a 3. It's a 3.5.
So we came out with the same fucking review
And
again.
what did I
Yeah.
predict before? That you would give the same thing with a completely opposite opinion.
But the thing for me is there's just not much good. When you actually break it down, there's not much positive you can say about it. When you actually break it down bit by bit, it's
When you break it down, like I don't think there's any story to
it
the
just
film.
follows the formula. The formula's good, so it's a 3.5.
But that's it. I enjoyed that.
It
I
felt a bit
enjoyed
like a
that
minor
film.
episode, like in the Marvel's MC.
See you.
MC.
Yeah.
It felt like a minor episode. Like not much happened, kind of thing. Just he meets his dad and that's it. Like,
All right.
yep.
Well, let's finish off Guardians of the Galaxy there. Let's finish off the show as well. Social media, Jono.
Oh yeah, if you want to contact us on Twitter, it's at DST Podcast, and obviously follow us on Instagram. Is DST Podcast and then 4, a number 4, obviously.
All of our Twitters. It's Joe. YEH. It's Joe.
Mine's DSTE Nick. At DSTE Nick. That's my Twitter.
Mine's at Jono88 Jono.
And at Taylor 1980.
I'm at Rubik's Football. That's from a different project, though.
Do you want to see Sam's Rubik's flags? They're on there.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw in before the end that for future shows, I'm looking forward to watching a couple of films coming out. Obviously, Alien's out.
Oh,
next-
Alien Covenant next
It's
week.
out next
Are
Friday.
we going to see this or?
This is what we should. This is why I was trying to bring it in because
Right.
that should be
Forgot about
something we
this.
should go and watch.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
definitely.
And also the following week on the 19th, King Arthur.
Oh,
Yeah, watch that on your own, John.
Right, I'm looking forward to watching that because it has Charlie Hunnam.
That's the only reason I'm looking
There you
forward to
go.
that film. I like
I'm saying,
Charlie
I
Hunnam.
will watch it. It's Guy Ritchie, so that's why I'm interested. But he has this habit of making good films, bad films, and this is due a bad film. So,
It could be one of them.
Yeah.
It could be a Snatch.
or it could be a what was that Revolver with
Yeah, that's
Jason
a bit
Statham.
All right, let's wrap it up, guys. Right.
What we doing next week, film wise?
Is it favourite film week next week?
No, I don't. No, we won't do that next week.
We're not doing that next week.
After.
I mean, I'm guessing we're not picking out of hat.
No, we've not prepared for the.
We'll do another one of these episodes where we just kind of roll with it, like
Freddy Krueger. Does anyone want to watch that for next?
I'd be up for Freddy.
What Friday?
Krueger.
Liar
I
Liar.
don't know. Like,
Anyone want to
I'll be up
watch
for
Liar
Liar
Liar?
How about we just do
It's-
them both?
Does
Easy
anyone want to watch
fade.
Liar Liar?
I'll watch, but what about if we watch them both? We've seen them before. If you end up watching one or the other,
Wait,
we
when
can
you
cover
say
both of
Freddy
them.
Krueger, there's a lot of Freddy
The first-
Krueger.
the original Friday,
Nick, watch all
the
8
Nightmare
films
in Elm,
before
like
next
the,
week.
the Nightmare in Elm.
Right,
John,
I
you're
reckon.
all that then.
I reckon we do Nightmare before, like the
Nightmare
Nightmare.
Before that.
Before Christmas.
I'm definitely up for that.
Nightmare Before Christmas, guys. Well, no, Nightmare on Elm Street. I reckon we do that the first one.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
wait, you
remember
want
that,
to do?
so I can cover
Do
it.
you want me to watch all 8 of the original?
No, the first
and the
one.
and the remake,
main
or
one. The one where he's under a bed.
The very
The
first
first
one.
The first one.
Well, let's do that for next week.
Okay.
What year was that released?
1980.
1984.
Yeah.
You-
No,
Well, you're not here.
you-
it's good though.
true.
Sam's not here next week. Right, Nightmare on Elm Street,
Great
next
choice.
episode.
But yeah, just before I'm gonna rewatch Liar Liar as well.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm
You know
actually.
what?
Yeah, go for it.
I'll give Lila a watch.
Hi, Joe here. For some reason, the audio stops here. So the last 10 seconds of the show, appears to have been lost. But yeah, nothing's been missed. Just a goodbye. So I'm going to say goodbye now. Cheers. Thanks for listening.
I was wondering if we could borrow some brown sugar.
See, you're getting closer.
No, I'm trying to peak the mix.
Talk to Nick.
Go on, sorry. Sorry, go on.
He keeps leaning in. You don't have to lean in.
I have to listen back to this one, so
Yeah, go.
stop fucking about.
I'll go get a beer.
Test. Say it.
Do you want a beer? Oh. Testing 1, 2.